But I digress. Hold still, Khadizra. You're gonna be foolish enough to rush into a Gorlock camp. At least allow me to mend your wounds. I had to rescue the crabs, Rue. It's my fault they're in danger.
Aspects watch over you.
Khadizra's reckless, but she knows her crabs. The Gorlocks have gone too far. I noticed the Gorlock's going to Gerbil for everything. Notably, he is instructing them to take crabs prisoner. We cannot allow this to continue. The balance of life and the safety of those who tend it. Defeat Gerbil. Remove their means of expanding beyond this river.
Victory in all your battles.
The crabs are in danger. This particular bunch has been through a rough season. Their previous habitat was ransacked by the Primalists, and then led them here only for the Gorlocks to invade. I thought they'd be safe here, but the Gorlocks only nurture aggression in their crabs, leading them to an early demise. Please defeat some of the Gorlocks so the crabs can escape.
May the flights protect us.
For the crabs! Look, I've had worse battle cries than that, okay? Exactly. The name of that spell that guy was just casting on me was called... Hang on. Let's see if he'll do it. ENMRGL. It's actually probably pronounced Enmergle, but whatever. Let's play around a little bit. I haven't really stretched on my evoker yet. That hurt like hell. Wow. What is this? Gunpowder. Okay. I've just got a big ol' thing of gunpowder in my back now. You know, like you do. Gather together, gather together. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that was fun. Thankfully, Oculus wasn't here to see that. Ooh, that would be embarrassing. Oh, I don't know. I probably would have beat the hell out of the guy myself, Zactaf, but I don't tolerate that kind of crap, so... She sounds a little bit more restrained than me. Okay, Oculus. Well, either way, you didn't see anything.
For the glory of the dragons.
Good, now the Gorlocks will lack the wherewithal to shackle more of these crabs. And you have done more than protect the crabs. You protected Khadizra. Thank you.
Go in service.
Aspect's grace shine on you. You saved my precious crabs. I'll watch them more closely this time. No Gorlock will overtake my charges again.
For dragonkind.
By the way, I've marked for... I mean, admittedly, nowadays I'd probably just take it and laugh it off, but... Like... I put a guy in the hospital for doing that to me in school. That's not a joke. And I will admit, quietly, that I am proud of that. Okay, so we did that, we did that. Let's scooch up here, I want to say. was missing.
The Isles have awakened.
Greetings, adventurer. You look like a capable person. Can you give me a hand? Azkra and I are charged with watching this tower in what I like to call an exciting state of pre-renovation. My problem is, as we start repairs, the elementals attack us. I thought, Zephyra, why not take care of Earth elementals and get some building materials at the same time? Which is where you come in. Could you help?
Aspects watch over you.
Building materials. The crumbled remains of an Earth elemental. Calling it building materials is very charitable. Wow. So a game like that functions like a phantom pain. I suppose the answer to that is yes, not in a good way, obviously. There are a few games that I've played almost entirely for stream, which have caused me actual distress, during the stream and after I finish the game. For example, Persona 5, Spiritfarer was another one. What was that stupid game? I can't remember the name of it right now. This hurt. Quick. Oh, you dick! No, not Friendbow. Good pick, but no, it was Disco Elysium. That's it, Disco Elysium. I do not recommend people watch the Friendbow run. It's pretty much the only reason. It's the only run I've ever done. I straight up say, do not watch this run. So, Persona 5 did something strange, Relictum. It made me lack the ability to pronounce your name. But also, in addition to that, there is a song that plays during it. It is one song. It is a song with lyrics, which means it gets its hooks into you easier than a song without lyrics. This is actually true. It's easier to push a song out of your head if it has no lyrics, because lyrics give our brain something more to attach to, and it makes it harder to just chop off, right? So it is a song with lyrics that plays for, I would say, maybe 30% of the game, which probably doesn't sound like a lot until you consider that's 30% of an 120-hour game where just one song is playing. Just one. Over and 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 over. It got to the point, unironically, where I had to start sleeping with my phone right by my pillow with the speaker on playing music. Otherwise, it was so stuck in my head that I could not relax because I couldn't stop the song from playing because you hear it so much.
The waters flow.
Why are Earth elementals attacking? Clearly they have a problem with the quality of the architecture. I mean, look at the tower! Oh, well, imagine what a tower looked like when it was repaired. Now look at the elements. Rough, coarse, shapely. No wonder they're jealous.
Until we meet again. Go with the aspects.
Oh, bother. These are quite more crumbly than I was expecting. It's a good song, Verlictum. That's not the problem. Listen to your favorite song in the world for 40 hours straight and then tell me how much you like that song, including when you're trying to sleep. That's actually a form of torture in real life. Anyways, I'm glad I can use these for building. Thank you for your help. Maybe there's some mud elementals?
May the flights protect us.
I mean, hell's bells. Anybody ever work retail during Christmas? I have, by the way. Yeah. No, thank you. Listen, so I come my barn, ate my dog, and my truck ran away with my wife. So I got my gun to go to my farm. Woo! think I hit everything there. I cheated on my truck, so I gotta walk alone. Woo! There's actually several Christmas songs I can enjoy, but yeah. Carol of the Bells, for example, is a song I rather unironically enjoy. Sorry, I missed the question. Where's the question? Sectef? I don't see it. Oh god. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh Jesus. Okay, the boss isn't up right now, so that's good. It's not over here, I don't think, but I need to de-aggro, so let's just see if I can find it. I don't see it here. I don't see it here. Nope, it's not in here. Okay. Yeah, Baby Shark. That's another thing. If you ever take care of a kid and listen to Baby Shark for extended periods of time, and go ahead and tell me that doesn't bother you, and I will call you a liar. Also, this is the song that doesn't end for basically the same reason. I like Netflix Daredevil. Never seen it. Don't know if it's any good or not. I have been told that they got a new season recently or something like that. One second. Trying to find something. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's pull this up really quick. Is that it? No, that's not it. Still not it. I thought this was it. No, I guess not. There's the dungeon, though. We're in the middle of that. Nope, that's still not it. I was just looking at this. There's a book in here that belongs to Veritastras. And I was actually just looking at where it is, and I closed the thing, and apparently it was actually in a private window, not normal, so I can't find it in my history, and I can't remember what it was called. So now I'm like, ugh, there's an achievement for this, for the Waking Shores. Which is not here, of course. Gotta be under quests, then. Maybe I have it? Whatever. It's right behind me, of course. See, I knew it was this area. I wasn't sure where, and I couldn't find the name of the damn thing. Let's not screw around now. Let's go ahead and treat these seriously. I had my bourbon, and I had my whiskey, and I had my vodka, and I had my prithee. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, Zactef says, do superiors get respected when they haven't earned it? Abso-frickin-lutely not, no. Anybody who thinks that is an idiot who has no idea how a military actually works. And I'm dead. Wow, that dot! Whoa. One of the biggest things I dislike, I'm going to pull Star Trek into this. about Captain Jellicoe is he's a terrible leader. He may or may not be a good person for giving orders, but the problem is he absolutely does nothing to have any respect for him. He doesn't do anything to make people care about him because he doesn't care about people. He only cares about bots who follow orders. You have to have the respect of your people. Period. There's no other way around that, right? I'm not seeing it. Pretty much tracks, yeah. But the problem is the ones shouldn't be conflated against each other. If you're in a crisis situation and someone gives you an order, you have to have a sufficient amount of respect and trust is actually a good word there. That they're making the right call at the right time for the right reason. Lots and lots and lots and lots of military situations across real-life history will show that when a troop is given an order, and they don't have that for the person giving the order, they don't do the order. In fact, they usually break. And all kinds of bad things happen when that happens. I am not seeing this. Yeah, exactly, Savacom. When you're in the moment, you don't have time to say, should I do this or not? So you rely on what you already have, which is your pre-existing investment with it. It's got to be right here, but I am not seeing it. All right. Well, whatever. Let's get out of here. Actually, let's go into a corner. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Fortunately, I was going to go do something else in a moment anyways. Yes, and I'm going to give it to her. This is our first gameplay negative to Dragonflight that is not an abandonment negative. Savor it. There are not going to be many of these. So, I've been sitting on this quest for probably the better part of a year and a half now. You'll notice the ruby whelpling is now resting on his corpse.
Speak, friend. May your blades never dull.
It just happened. He was sleeping, and I looked away, and we came back here every day. He just wanted to sit with the whelps. I didn't know he... Colgar's face is clearly tear-stained. He rubs his eyes with the back of the hand. No, I knew. But I don't know what to do now. What do I do with him? Can you find Batharos?
For the Horde.
You knew, didn't you? That's why you wanted to come here. God, the fact that the whelpling is resting on him just kind of makes it worse? Worse doesn't feel like the right word there, but you know...
We serve once more.
Let us go. Life is a cycle, but it is not without pain that it turns.
I have lived to see them return.
I see that. Sometimes there's little that can be done.
Until we meet again.
I could sense that his friend bore a deep scar. Something in this place clearly reopened it. Perhaps so it could heal cleanly this time. Now it is Kolgar's turn to heal. In the terrace above us, you'll find my friend Trellier, working with the enchanters. Tell him I Rokar one of his vessels. He will give it to you freely.
For dragonkind.
They say it's dishonorable to die in your sleep, but it's cowardice for an orc to not face down death. Do you believe the same thing? I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he thought that any death other than rotting away like this would have been too good for him. We must all let go eventually, but letting go is not the same as ceasing.
My wares are of the finest quality.
Ah, here you are. Be careful, these are fragile when hollow. And make sure Bathurst uses it well, will you? Of course. I don't know what it is, but you got it. See what I mean by the wings, by the way? The armor on the wings. It's a nice touch. Is this something you would like me to do for you? Yes. He wanted to be forgotten, but if I can keep him with me, that will be close enough.
Aspect's grace shine down on you.
A hollow gem with no visible openings. It feels like it might shatter if you grasp it too tightly.
Aspects watch over you.
Little one, please come over here. It is done. The vessel is filled and yours to take with you. Is it him? I'm sorry, but no. This was once his portion of the power that infuses all living things. We borrow it for a time, and then it's no longer ours, yet it does remain. You see, you would not have believed he deserved this kindness from dragons. One cannot deserve dignity. It is the right of all life. I will not forget this, Batharas. Or you, Zalash. For now, I need time to think. Poor little whelpling. Oh, the whelpling's following him. Oh my god. No, there's a common thing, which has some validity in real life, where innocence tends to gravitate towards people who need it. I know that's a weird way to phrase it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Kittens. Children. Puppies. And yeah, these are ruby dragons. They're literally titanically connected to life. So I suppose, actually, I'm sorry, I answered your question incorrectly. I suppose the answer is yes, but not without any conscious thought, if that makes any sense. It just makes sense to me that the ruby dragon, the little whelpling here, sensed something was wrong and immediately went to comfort him. It's a good line. You know, I just realized I have to give another brickwork positive. I might save it for Valdraken. I haven't decided yet. It's for the little bricks, did you notice? Unlike Oribos and its terrible brickwork, these are shaped like scales. Very thematically appropriate. There's also murals on the walls, too. Do you see them?
Thrallhall.
Kolgar stoops under the weight of the both axes holstered to his back, but does not move them. Stubborn bastard.
What do you need?
I'm going to talk about something that's going to feel a little off topic, so just bear with me for a second. One of the things I have a tendency to do with regards to these reviews is I have kind of a built-in double-check system. Obviously, I sit down, I give the positives, I give the negatives, and then later on, I have a tertiary audit where I go through and kind of tally that up and see what the actual numbers are and see how that compares. Then I have the final audit, the boring audit, as I call it, where I compare that against every game I've ever covered ever. And I've got a nice big spreadsheet. It's all very organized. I'm very proud of it. But it's a good way to check and double-check myself on my opinions on things. The reason I bring all that up, would it surprise you to know that already the Waking Shores is in striking distance of beating Ardenweald? Overall, on both axes.
You have done good work, but danger still looms. Will you come to the aid of the forces here, champion?
As a good friend and the loyal supporter I know you are.
No, Rathian. There it is. But yes, part of the double check there is to sit back and just ask a very, very simple question. Without numbers, without metrics, just to say, does that feel right? Does that feel like that should be? So I ask you a basic and simple question. Do we think the Waking Shores beats Ardenweald that closely, considering we're not even done with it yet? Because it's going to beat it. That's going to put it in one of the top zones we've ever covered. It might actually be challenging the King, which is currently still the Jade Forest. Obviously, I already know my answer to that. I value quality. I value polish. And there's been a lot of little polish everywhere. Let me give you a specific example. I even typed it up in my notes. Remember that little side quest we had for the ecologists down by the wetlands? From a gameplay perspective, it probably felt like any other WoW quest. Go loot this much of this item. Go kill these two bosses. But the design of it was actually really good. You know what? Here. Why don't I go showcase it really quick? I should have talked about it while I was doing it. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. I'm so slow. He says as he's ripping through the air at several dozen hundred miles an hour. I wonder how fast we actually are going. Someone real quick, what is 95 yards a second in miles per hour? I'm actually curious. So let's look at this area. First of all, nice big open area. Plenty of spawns. Plenty of concentrated spawns. Also the route. Do you see this route I'm kind of following right now? This is the route you do on ground. But also can do in the air, obviously. It leads naturally up to here. There's actually several routes up here. And this leads up to where the boss is, which is right there. That's actually the boss right there. 194 miles an hour. That's our cap. When we are absolutely gunning it, that's what we get up to, is 194 miles an hour. Wow. So the reason I bring all that up is because all along here are enemies, not too dense, but several spread, and now you can't see them because I'm not actually on the quest right now, but there are items you can loot. Each item has several of the item you need, so it's not like you loot it, you get one. You get loot it, you get like 3 to 6. And the enemies drop them. In other words, let's actually talk through what this means in practical terms. You start over here. You go down this path, defeat, 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 loot, loot, defeat. As you're doing this, the path you're taking naturally guides you up. Oh, that looks wild. Naturally guides you up to that particular the pathway I was just going up. By the time you get up here, you're probably done. If you're not, there's several bundles up here at the top. You kill the boss, you move over here, and guess what? There's a drop-off going right back to the beginning. Zoop, doop. That is shockingly good quest design for something that, at the end of the day, is essentially just an X of Y. This is the kind of thing I pay attention to when it comes to these kind of games, because most X of Y quests tend to be not nearly as well designed as that. But even the most basic type of quest that exists, which is the X of Y, can still have good design to it. And that's the Waking Shores in a nutshell. Even relatively little things, like that little side quest, still have good design. Hey, Ritterstraws, I, found something. A diary? Wonder what's in it. Why are you giving me... Oh. Her name was Distyaya. Oh, Titans. Look here, she writes about that time we filled Malagos's lair with baby hornswogs. He hated that. Oh, this is incredible. Thank you. Thank you. I overheard some of the others talking about Rathian, Abyssian, and Sibelian arriving on the Isles. Maybe I can help them. Maybe I can make Distyaya proud of me. Thank you, young one. You've given me something I thought lost long ago. You have given me hope. You're welcome, Vrudistras. And this is not the last time we will see you. Oop, nope, that was it, that was it. Yeah, if we ever need... There's something called a call to action, narratively. It's especially important in video games, because it's what encourages the player to want to do a thing, right? If you ever wanted a call to action to go kick the old gods in the teeth, I think we just saw it. Which is funny, because they're all dead. We already did that. Look, I can accept not being into Dragonflight. Maybe it's not your thing. Maybe you don't like it thematically. Like, coffee, the term coffee exists for a reason, right? The whole point is that, you know, even the best made cup of coffee isn't going to be something you like because it's coffee. So that's fine, I understand that, but calling Dragonflight badly written? That's nonsense. This is the best written WoW has basically ever been. The only time it has ever peeked its head into this level of quality on a moment-to-moment dialogue writing basis is during Legion. And Legion had its own share of bad writing, too. Okay, so I have access to that. I have access... Oh, I don't have access to that. Well, that's interesting. Let's grab that, because I do want Essence Burst. Okay, did that. Dragonflight cinematics actually irritate me. The early ones. The ones at the launch, is the easiest way to explain that. If you're looking for Horus, look elsewhere. I've got this one. But that's... Okay. You go ahead there. Calling Dragonflight story bad is like calling Empire Strikes Back story bad because of the Hoth to Bespin thing. Is it a plot hole? Yeah. Is it an irritation that's a negative story? Yeah. Does it mean the whole movie's badly written? Alright. I keep waffling on this. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Screw it. We're doing it live.
You are welcome here. Always glad to help.
Adventurer, are you heading to the live stream? Would you mind taking this invoice to Thomas Bright? He ordered a few custom-made bottles, and our glassblower is finally returned with the price of materials required. He should be just down the path there, likely to gush about some poor soul about how great his husband is. Ugh, I'm sure he'll pay you for your time.
Please be careful, friend.
Hello. Are you interested in working with the Artisans Consortium to earn plentiful profits and provide valuable goods and services to clients across Azeroth? You have no possessions. What a missed opportunity. I know. I'll ask you a series of questions about your personality. We will find out together what profession best suits you. How does that sound?
Clear skies and safe...
That sounds terrifying. No, it's extremely horrible for Licton, but I'm not sure what about it would cross the line for me. I mean, Palpatine's very evil, but he hasn't crossed the line for me.
Beliadoros.
So, let's do it. What excites you most about adventuring? Making lots of gold, equipping the coolest weapons and armor, fighting legendary enemies, collecting rare treasures, supporting my allies. I want to go supporting. How honorable. Who are your allies? Alchemists and scribes, blacksmiths, engineers, jewel crafters, leatherworks, or adventurers? What the hell does it... So, okay, this is obvious. That's herbalism. That's mining. And that's skinning. What the hell is this? What does that provide? Speaking of which, I've heard nothing but good stuff about the new Delves, Magister. Including from my own sister. Screw it, let's pick it. What type of armor do your allies wear? Plate.
Please be careful, friend.
Blacksmithing! As a blacksmith, you can craft legendary weapons and plate armor for yourself and your allies. Blacksmithing is a critical profession for plate wielding. No, I'm not a blacksmith! I'm not a blacksmith! No! No!
How can I help?
I am unsure about the profession you suggested. Okay, hang on. Supporting my allies. Let's go with... alchemists and scribes. Let me guess.
Clear skies and safe journeys.
Herbalism! Yeah, I figured that.
Welcome, friend. Always glad to help.
Literally, the next step is ask for directions? Okay, fine, whatever.
How can I help?
To herbalism, please. Yep, there we go.
Dionisa Ka. Please be careful, friend. Clear skies and safe journeys.
That's fair, Huthor. I didn't even actually think about that. Yeah, I admit, when I went to Turbo Max my gear for fighting Zekthir, I was a little shocked at how much little stuff had come back from the old days. Like, I didn't even know we had gems. Just to name one thing.
Hey there. See you around. Have a good one.
Listen, could you do me a favor? I want to get a gift for my husband. He means too much to me, but I've been so busy lately I haven't had time to make him anything. Could you help me make something of high quality?
See you later.
Okay, what do you mean high quality? It's this brand new thing that we just added for Dragonflight, where something can be bronze, silver, or gold. 1, 2, or 3 quality. Yes, they really did up the complexity of crafting in Dragonflight. And I did appreciate that for what it's worth. I don't know how good it is long term because I haven't really delved into crafting, but you know.
Safe travels.
This is also another bit of something that's been introduced, which we'll show off in just a moment. I love the look of this place, by the way. I have heard, but never verified, that they were basing a lot of the Waking Shores off of volcanoes. The idea of what's like volcanic soil being really, really fertile, you know? So, you know, you have what is effectively a volcano zone surrounded by lush greenery. And it's kind of islandy, even. Yep. Oh no, I love the new elemental models. I'm completely with you, Captain Zeus. Overshot just a little bit there.
Good day to you. See you around. Safe travels.
So,
Have a good one.
this introduces a new concept, a reagent bag. Now, I've actually shown off the reagent bag many times, but this is the first time it's been relevant, and so Dragonflight will get the credit for the reagent bag. Reagent bag is exactly what it sounds like. It's an extra side bag over here, completely separate from your main bags. And anything that is considered a reagent automatically goes into the reagent bag. Speaking personally, it is absolutely invaluable for being able to keep your stuff sorted. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and drop several of these over here right now. Now, these are great. Even if you don't care about professions, it's a great way to keep all this stuff off to the side, because I'll tell you one thing right now. Everything over here that isn't BOP should probably be dumped in the auction house. Put these to the side. These are separate. Oh, will it? I didn't actually know that cure white noise. That's even better. Hang on. Let's dump really quick here.
Met here.
Come on. Come on. Jesus. Let's just do this. And get rid of the gear. 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 Keeps everything.
I am always at your service.
Oh, yep. That dumped everything in there. Nice. Pop that. Leave that there. Leave that there. Dump that in the trash. Freaking Hearthstones. I'm an adult. Okay.
I never gave up hope. The Blue Dragon Flight has endured terrible losses as of late. We must help them recover.
As of late. Try the last, like, 10,000 years, give or take. The Blue Flight hasn't been doing well since the War of the Ancients. It's one of the reasons I love the Blue Dragon Quest, which I'm not going to spoil right now, but we'll get there.
Have you brought good tidings?
Why do you stay here if you have no eggs to rear?
Oh,
Oh! Oh! I'm sorry. That is a horrific answer to that question. One word. Holy crap. Also, I just had a thought. There we go. That's my mount, right there. Look, the wings are surprisingly similar. Obviously not to fly around, but no, yeah, you see it? You see it? It's even color contrasted, because my dragon's form is almost entirely cold colors, and this thing is pretty much dominantly red, warm colors. But they all share the same kind of grayscale white, white and black look. Every now and again, you can't soar Lord Harrowmont. So it's nice to have a mount. That's true even for, like, say, a druid. Because obviously a druid predominantly is going to fly around in flight form. But every now and again, you don't have flight form.
Aspect's grace shine down on you.
Zerviles, how fortunate you're here. We're about to begin a life calling ceremony and would be honored if you assist us. A dragonspawn's calling is very special. Some become masterful gardeners, others care for wildlife. These young dragonspawn have finished their training and are ready to take on their first callings. I know they'd be thrilled to have you participate. When you're ready, please present each of the items on the table to them.
Aspects watch over you.
What Kraken-san said, too, is also valid. Speaking of which, speaking of someone who does not do crafting, how big of a deal is it that they finally allowed us to respec our crafting talents? Because that just went in this week, if I'm remembering correctly. I accept this calling. With this jar of fireflies, I will care for all frogs, big and small. Yeah, it's like one time per season, I want to say, or one time per expansion. I remember there was a limiter there. Anyways, I accept this calling. They're slimy, but they're cute. They love fireflies. Life calls to you, Last Hack. I accept this calling. What does a watering can have to do with it? Just as saplings must be carefully nurtured by gardeners, so too must whelps be cared for if they're to blossom to their full potential. You will learn in time. Gotcha. I mean, I'm very in favor of respec, so don't have to sell me on that. I was just curious. Caretaker of Hornstriders, I accept this calling. My beaky friends won't have nothing to worry about with me as their wrangler. I mean, caretaker. I accept this calling. I promise to care for the gardens of the life pools as best as I can. By my rake, all the flowers shall be beautiful, and the fruit delicious. Okay, so this is going to sound strange. I don't know if this is still true, but I'll guarantee you, because I can tell you with total certainty, why the original reason you were limited to 2 professions was. It's because they pretty much had to mandate players coordinate across each other. Back in vanilla, making an alt just for a profession was unlikely because of how investment heavy it was to make an alt and then level it and then be able to go and actually gather and make and blah, 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 blah. So they pretty much wanted to create a market, create a thing where you had to coordinate with someone else in order to be able to make whatever it is you want. That's also why, if you remember, especially back in vanilla, a lot of the professions were very interwoven to each other. So, now, is that still valid? Debatable, but that was definitely the original reasoning. Because see, nowadays, the part of the problem is you can make an alt and level it to max like that, and since they have differentiated each of the professions per expansion, good move by the way, you can also raise a new profession like that. I mean, I have skinning on my main, on my Demon Hunter, and it's just kind of there. I don't even really do anything with it. But I already have maxed out skinning for War Within just by playing through the quests and going through the expansion. It is not a big deal to raise. Now, having said that, I do think they should go even further into trying convincing players, or perhaps characters, with each other, and I do think they've been making some good moves towards that. I'm one of those weird people who actually likes the order crafting system. I don't remember what it's called. I put up a bill saying, hey, I want this made, someone else makes it, I give them a tip and or mats. Whatever that's called. I've actually had some good experiences with it, and conceptually it's a great idea. I do not know if it's actually been that good in work orders. Thank you. I do not know how good it's been in practice. I do know they've been refining and developing it. I know what War Within specifically had several specific notes to try and make it better. It was something they mentioned in several patch notes. So I can't speak to the larger community of crafting. Again, I'm kind of hands off on that. But every time I've dipped into work orders, including in War Within, it's been a good experience. The biggest problem I have is I don't know how much to tip. Like, there's no guide on how much to tip. I've just been like, here's a few thousand gold, because I don't know. Anyways.
The Isles welcome you.
A calling can change throughout a dragon spawn's life. We each cherish our first greatly. Thank you again for participating in our ceremony.
Go with the aspects.
Don't worry. I have ensured that their cutie marks are locked in.
The Isles have awakened.
I'm so grateful Lastak has accepted the calling of a whelp tender, especially given how many of the precious little things are teething right now. Beyond that, the nursery gardens are admittedly facing challenges. The whelps are stressed, and the tenders are more stressed than usual. Please, whenever you have a spare moment, find me in the gardens. We could use your help.
Until we meet again.
By the way, did you notice that this guy is literally covered in whelps? One's clinging to his arm, one's hanging out on his back. This is hashtag relatable, if I might be so bold. About a year ago, I was carrying all three of my nieces at the same time. As they're all just... Anyways.
We serve once more.
I've been tending to this garden for years, preparing for the day I finally accept my life calling, and now that day is here. I love flowers and trees and plants and even the bugs that live amongst them. I can feel nature's spirit, the great dragon spirit, when I tend the garden. There's only one thing left to do. I'm going to invoke the dragon spirit, just like in the legends. If you meet me down at the garden, I'll explain more when we get there.
Until we meet again.
Yeah, you remember the whelp right over here in these quests? I think it's here. It's here, or... I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure it's right over here. Anyways.
I never gave up hope.
Horn striders. They've got bone-breaking beaks, fast legs for getting away from danger, and can eat anything on the Isles. This calling's the easiest around. It's just me and my favorite big bird spending time together. If anything comes up, I'll know how to wrangle all the Isles critters. Would you mind following me to the Horn Striders Plateau up north? I wouldn't mind an extra pair of hands while getting set up.
May the flights protect you.
Horn Striders are nesting north here. Let's head up there and get busy. That's the one, Huthor. Yeah, see, the thing is, dragons have been around since Warcraft 2, I believe, is the first time dragons poked their heads into Warcraft. But as much as they've had presence and relevance, we've never really had an in-depth look at the dragons until now. Earlier there was a comment that we hadn't seen such and such as the Cataclysm. But, like, you have to understand, in several cases, that's literal. In several cases, these characters and NPCs and factions have been gone from the narrative since Cataclysm. There are precious few exceptions to that. Like when we briefly met a single blue clutch back in Legion.
The waters flow. The water that feeds into the ruby life shrine flows from the wellspring beneath Tyrhold. These sacred waters nurture the eggs in our care.
Aw. Well, I didn't mean to talk to you. Sorry. So, I'll come back. Bye. Honestly, and I mean this sincerely, the birth of Wrathion was probably some of the most dragon lore we got back in Cataclysm. Because we got an insight into what exactly was going on with the Blacks and how the Reds approached that. And again, that's kind of surface level compared to what's going on here. We just saw a whole coming-of-age ceremony for the Dragonkin, you know? That's world building 101. Speaking of which, I need to jot something down. Wait, are these Dragonkin or Draken? These are Dragonkin. These are Dragonkin, yeah. Yes, chef! Oh, sorry. Don't know what came over me there. Damn.
The waters flow.
Oh, I should read everything that I just said. Sorry. The water that feeds into the Ruby Life Shrine flows from the wellspring beneath Tierhold. Yeah, by the way, Titan Blessed Waters. I don't even remember if they ever confirmed that totally, but there's a lot of hints that, yeah, these are Titan Blessed Waters, just like we had back in Pandaria. Ahem. These sacred waters nurture the eggs in our care, and legends say that as she died, she sang a song so beautiful it made flowers grow of her bones forevermore. And if a red dragonkin proves their devotion to her life, the spirit will rise to sing the song once again. Do you believe in the legend? Think I'll ever hear her song?
For dragonkind.
Yeah, I should admit, there's one quest I saved just in case. There's a lot of just in case quest saving. It's already paid off, because I was able to show you the Orc quest and the Veritastros quest just now. But I'm not 100% sure if all of them were saved for good purpose. So there's a quest I haven't done yet in Tierhold, and that's all I'm going to say right now. The legend says that she only sings for those who prove their devotion to life. I've been tending this garden for years. I think my plants and I are finally ready. I'll start by setting up the pool. You help me with the harvest. And gather seed pods. You can borrow my old rake to help with those. Watch out, sometimes the foliage can be feisty.
May the waters protect you.
Okay, I can do that. And yeah, by the way, if this isn't an indicator of what the red dragonflight is, I don't know what is. It's actually funny. Because you'd think based on, you know, the showcasing, it's a frickin' skeleton, right? But no, of course that is. Think about all this life that bloomed out of what used to be. That's the Reds to a T. The first whelp arrived in a joyous display of ceremony. A parade of dragons gathered around the ivy-clad trellises to greet the young one. The egg belonged to a humble red dragon who supervised the temperature of the life pools. Who better to determine the right amount of heat than a mother? She gently breathed fire until the ambience was just right. When the blessed moment came, she lovingly awaited her child, as did the gathered assembly. Silence surrounded her until the shell finally cracked. The tiny triumphant sound elicited a cheer from the gathered throng. Even now the joyous display echoes in my heart. I remember the Dragon Queen bowing her head, tears in her eyes. Not of sadness or sorrow, but joy at purpose at last fulfilled. Oh, and just to be different for a little bit. Okay, yeah, literally humanoid female there. It's funny how that worked. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, but when it comes to brickwork design, most especially grass design, I have actually been using Dragonflight as kind of a golden standard for how to judge every other expansion. The amount of layering and details they put into that grass is honestly kind of crazy to think about, and this isn't even the best example of it. Random question for anybody who cares to answer. Agreed, Luthor. Of the upcoming, let's say 12, or no, wrong number, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. 11. I was close. Of the upcoming 11 zones that we're going to be covering for the rest of the WoW review, which one are you most looking forward to? I know my answer to that. I'll go ahead and tell you my answer right now. The 4th zone. The one I keep consistently referring to as the 4th zone just to keep quiet what it actually is. I'm really looking forward to going back through that. Just really looking forward to that. I will admit Hallowfall is a close second for me, but then again, so is the 2nd zone from War Within. War Within kind of just crushes it on the zone design, if I'm being honest. They really do. They flow so wonderfully into each other. And of course, I know, right, Uthor? Like, it's just like, I'm going to try to share the story there. I'm trying to remember to share it. But when I first finished the 1st zone, Khazal Ghur, I'll just tell you, it was like, yeah, okay, that was great. That was awesome. That was cultural. That was tear-inducing at times. And then we went to the 2nd zone, and my knee-jerk first thought upon seeing it was, oh, okay. And I was just sort of expecting the filler zone. You know what I mean? It wasn't a filler zone. I mean, because, like, I like the Honorin Plains, but the Honorin Plains is kind of a filler zone, you know? It's a good zone, don't mistake me. Really, don't mistake me. But, like, when you compare these 4 zones to each other, Honorin is probably going to score the worst. And this one's probably going to score the best. Unless it's Zaralek. Yeah, it's just a cave, and it's like, okay, whatever. Literally, is Miristar. Oh, hello. Are the seeds enough to earn your song? The bones have no response to offer. Does the fruit prove my devotion? I am extraordinarily curious, because Amir Drasil is an end zone. It's a... We need to come up with a term for that. It's a Keldanus, right? It's an end game treadmill zone. That's the term. We're going to use that for on. Amir Drasil is a treadmill zone. But it has some really, really good stuff in it. Honestly, Zaralek is kind of a treadmill zone, too. And so is the Forbidden Reach. This one's a weird one. And I really hate this place with every fiber of my being. But that's because I've actually finished the achievement for this stupid goddamn zone. And if you know what that means, then you know what that means. Najatar was a treadmill zone, too. That's true. And that zone... Hang on, where was that zone? Najatar scored very well, yeah. No singing from the bones. I'm sorry, Akora.
I have lived to see them return.
Well, at least the animals seem to enjoy my work. Akora tries to smile, but is unable to hide her disappointment. Maybe the legend was never real after all.
Honor all dragons.
I thought, maybe I'm not so good at tending life after all. She lets out a soft sigh. No, Akora, that can't be it. You're the best at caring for plants. I mean, by definition, the, oh god, what's the name of it? The Rising Shore? The beach of what? Siren Isle. Siren Isle is a treadmill zone, too. I haven't even touched that yet. But everyone says it's great.
Aspect's grace shine down on you.
I've never seen Akora this upset. Usually she's as sunny as her flowers. That legend means a lot to her. She talks about it all the time. Keshki fidgets with their glasses. I know a lot about plants, but I don't think frogs would cheer anyone up but me. But north of here, there's a quiet spot where I do my thinking. Hornswog Hollow. Maybe we can find something to cheer her up, or formulate a plan to help. Sure thing.
Until we meet again.
We'll be right back. I forgot something. Okay. You know something else that deserves positives, at least for the zone we're in? There are curves to it, which I know sounds strange, but anybody who's played a racing game knows what I mean. Tracks in a racing game have to have a flow to them, a curvature that you just kind of follow. Yeah, no, exactly. You get it, Huthor. It is clearly designed for dragonfly.
Flow through these ruins. Harness this.
How many times over the last several weeks have I've been like, tree?
Be careful.
But there's routes designed that go through this place. I'm gonna
Reporting for duty.
pick
Never
that quest up
relent.
really quick. We'll come back to that. Just picking it up so I don't forget about it. Look at that. Ah, I almost made that happen, but still. Of course, then I screw up. Oh, my hollow. My frogs. Cheering up Bakura will have to wait. We've got bigger problems in our hands.
We serve once
As
more.
much as I want to cure up Bakura Zerviles, taking care of these poor frogs is a bigger priority. For the red dragonfly, preserving life always comes first.
May the flight.
Oh, these hornswogs make me so mad! Keshki stomps her foot angrily, knocking her glasses askew. They're big, great bullies. Just because this place is named after them doesn't mean they get to jump all around and eat everything smaller than them. Here, use my jar of fireflies. It's a frogminder's best friend. It'll calm the frogs enough that you can collect them. We can get them out of harm's way. If any hornswogs get in your way, bully them back.
Go with the aspects.
Yeah, in case you missed that, she's literally wearing glasses. So the idea of a treadmill zone is it's a zone that you... A normal zone you go through and then you're done. It's a corridor, right? Enter, do stuff, leave. A treadmill zone is a zone that may or may not have a route through it, like a story arc or a quest arc or whatever, but it has stuff that's designed to keep you there, to keep you doing the zone. We can have good treadmill and we can have bad treadmill, but either way is designed around the same concept. Yeah, by the way, you like dragon, where's the, there it is. There we go. Dragon frogs. We got dragon frogs. So what just happened there is actually another interesting example of good quest design. Let me see if I can demonstrate that on purpose rather than on accident. Yep, there we go. Did you see that? I specifically missed the quest NPC with the item, but it was close enough that the NPC was pulled into it anyways. In other words, the actual area of effect was larger than the reticule. Watch this. See? Like that. Just a little padding area to make it a little bit more smooth in case you happen to miss. You'll also notice, to continue talking about little micro-optimizations in quest design, you notice that this quest item has a 3-second cooldown? If you're wondering why I'm bringing that up, how many times have I said the term, the phrase, usually with irritation in my voice, why does a quest item have a cooldown? I am at the masquerade, Verdictum. Probably Huthor. Again, that's polish. They don't have to do that. But they did. And that polish is the kind of thing I value when it comes to quest design. It's what makes WoW's quests fun for me, is when they bother.
I never gave up hope.
That and when they do cool, fun stuff, but that's unrelated. Nobody cares about cool, fun stuff, am I right? All the frogs are rounded up. I guess we're taking the frogs to Akora anyway. They'll be safe at the life pools until the hornswogs get bored and move on. Well, I guess we didn't find anything to cheer up Akora. I hope she understands.
May the waters protect you.
Yeah, it's almost like proper resource allocation is a huge aspect of production. Sorry. I got really distracted because you notice how I keep running into quests naturally? Isn't that great?
The future is ours to forge.
I knew joining the Dragon Scale expedition meant venturing into dangerous territory. I was expecting to fight off elementals. Our dig site at the Life Vault of Ruins is in complete disarray. Stone monstrosities rising out of the ground. We called in elementals to consult, but I believe she's going to need all the help she can get. Maybe you can help us out? Our camp is just across the river.
Stars guide you.
And did you notice most of these quests follow a fairly similar vibe? Obviously, no, exactly, Maverick. Obviously, we had the Depression Circle around the Ruby Life Pools, but almost every single quest there was a vector quest to somewhere else, and those quests either were right next to quests or going through quests. How is that a dirty word, Verlictum? That is absolutely a correct, proper terminology for exactly what you should doing in any project. Anybody who says otherwise is someone who's trying to push an agenda. Probably because they're stupid and actually wouldn't know what project proper resource allocation meant if it jumped up and slugged them in the face. By the way, Elon Musk is a goddamn child, an idiot, and a retard. Forgive my language. Oh, Zerviles, over here. The frogs are a little rattled, but they should be alright. Oh, good. Let's let them out. That's a relief. Sorry we got so swept up in this frog business, Akora. It's alright, Keshki. Life comes first. Wait, do you hear that? All the creatures we helped, calling out in harmony. It's like a song.
The Isles have awakened.
That is actually possible, Spartan. I've heard people argue that. It is possible he is legitimately mentally deficient as opposed to just stupid.
The Isles welcome you.
I guess the legend was real the whole time. Maybe we're both pretty good at the life-tending thing after all.
For dragonkind.
Dragon Spirit must be happy with our work. Wildlife certainly is. I think that's what really counts. That does sound like fun, Spartan. In the opposite of that sense. Granted, I'm actually quite proud of my niece, as she is very well taken care of, but my niece is literally more of an adult than he is. I know. Low bar. But I say that without hyperbole. Okay. No, you're right, Bragwin. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Moment of anger. He is a Nazi. No, not as an insult word. As a statement of fact. Is this it? This is it. Okay, hang on. I'm in the wrong spot. I want to be... over there? Oh gosh, where are we? I mean, everything is the answer, Savacom. I've actually been following what he has been failing at doing to our country and our government several times, consistently over the last several weeks, because he is, and I'm going to say this very, very calmly and without hyperbole or emotion, one of the single biggest risks and threats this country has faced since the 1940s. What he has been doing, or more accurately, attempting to do, is really, really shockingly bad, extraordinarily interested, and assuming he actually thinks for a second that he's actually doing the right thing, which is possible. I do not know, of course. He is ripping the cabling out of the computer, metaphorically speaking. The amount of stuff that's been happening and thankfully being shut down is monumental. Just today, or no, sorry, 2 days ago, a senior district judge actually put down a federal ruling stating that, yeah, no, you can't actually do this to the deep state. You cannot just send out an email and try to fire all these employees and stuff like that, because it's not legal. it's what he's trying to do. It's not legal by any measure whatsoever. And yeah, he is... Ugh. The amount of reverberations are so huge, I don't think I could summarize them, Sovicom. I apologize. Ugh. A lot of things are going to go through. That's normal. No matter who got the presidency, no matter who won the court seats and the Congress seats, the rich are going to get richer and the poor are going to get poorer. But that man is trying very, very hard to crush this country in half. Yeah, I want you to think about something for 5 seconds. I want you to imagine for a moment. You ever been to, anybody can answer this, you ever been to like any place with security, like a data center where I used to work? Or maybe a place where they process and screen people, like say government facility, like a courtroom isn't a good example of that, right? Or like just a local, I'm trying to think of the term, I can't think of the damn term. A local government building, right? Like something that's part of your capital or whatever. When you walk in, you have to sign in and usually give some kind of identification saying, hey, this is me, this is why I'm here, this is where I'm going. Depending on the level of where you're going and what you want access to, there might be additional layers of security. There might be additional requirements for that. They might flat away turn you away at the door if you're not expected, or if you don't present ID. If you don't say, hey, my name is Lore Runner, I'm here to do this. Yeah, post office is actually another good example of this. That's what we call really, really, really basic levels of security. That's the kind of stuff that you see at local businesses and local government. For his cronies to walk in, refuse to identify themselves, and insist on access to federal level, I don't remember the terminology right now, very high security clearance stuff, without even doing something as absolutely basic as IDing themselves, is extremely illegal. If you tried to do that, or I tried to do that, we would be arrested on the spot. No, it's like a step below classified, or a step above, I forget which. But the point being, there's security requirements there for a reason. You know? A reason I even agree with. Yeah, honestly, in some cases, there's a decent chance they might just attack you. If you tried to just walk into something at that level of security and just said, let me in, I'm going to do something, that's scary. The fact that anyone let those people do that is legitimately terrifying. Like, I'm not being hyperbolic here. That's the biggest thing that has scared me of all the things that's been happening over the last several years, is just that incident of, I'm sorry, what? How was that allowed to get past the front door? There should have been very serious, very dour-looking people in suits, probably, very politely but firming, saying, no, you cannot come in here until you have some proper paperwork and backing, which, it's worth noting, they do not have even as of now. And there's a lot of details about why. I don't want to go into that right now. Privileged. I think that's actually the term, Loke. Privileged information. Like, that's... Yeah, that entity, which doesn't even legally exist, by the way. There's a whole mess there I'm trying to dodge. Because it's just a colossal... What's happening is I'll give you a very, 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 very zoomed out thing. There's two possible legal entities that Doge could be. It's actually neither, because Doge doesn't exist. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. Legally speaking, Doge does not exist, okay? So it could be this type of entity, in which case certain requirements would be incumbent upon them, certain rules and laws would apply to them, in which case what they're doing is illegal. Or it's this one over here, which they're not saying it is, in which case the other things they're doing are also illegal. You see the problem here? What they're doing right now, it's actually weirdly smart, as absolutely weird as it is to say that, is because they are specifically going out of the way to avoid legally classifying the entity until someone else is going to push the issue and say, okay, no, you have to legally bind this entity as an entity of the state if it's going to keep operating, at which point they will pick one and then they will be, then problems will happen. So they're trying to accomplish as much as they can before that happens. Make sense? The more information they can get, the more they can do about that, the more they can accomplish before they have to admit to the fact that what they're doing is actually criminal on a federal level. And the assumption is that individuals will then have their back if they get dragged into federal court. Make sense? And yes, the executive branch, you notice I'm not saying Trump. I honestly don't think most of this comes down to Trump. It's the executive branch as a whole is making a fairly major push right now. It's pushing very hard against judicial, and it's pushing very hard against congressional, against Congress. Because Congress, this is going to sound strange, the executive branch doesn't actually get to decide things like this. By design, separation of powers. The executive branch executes the rules. Congress decides the rules. Judicial debates the rules after they've already been implemented. Whoosh, right? It's a circle. It's a circle on purpose. And so the executive branch is trying very, very hard to make yet another push. I should mention this is not exactly the first time this has happened within our country. It's one of the reasons we have so many of these rules and regulations is because we've dealt with this before. I'm not trying to say this isn't a big deal. It is. I am legitimately scared. I try not to think about it as much as I can. But it's worth noting that we've been through this song and dance before. And that's why so many people across so many districts, across so many states, across so much of the federal government is pushing back very, very hard against this. Because we have dealt with this crap before, right? Yeah, exactly, Maverick. I quietly wonder how much Trump is fully aware of what's going on around him right now. I don't want to give him too much credit, but I mean, old medical issues, and there's a whirlwind going on there right now. You know what I mean? He likes the spotlight. He loves the spotlight. He always has. Ever since, like, the 70s, I'd say. That is entirely possible, Raglan. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to get way off topic here. Why did we get off topic here? Oh, yeah. Right. Sorry. Yes. Also true. No, I understand Verlictum. I, too, have studied history. It's why this is so scary to me. The only comfort I find is that many, many, many people are trying to not let things happen. It's the nicest way I could put that. There is a lot of pushback, and I keep reminding people of that, because there's a trend. I've noticed this. It's actually kind of insidious, and I don't know if it's deliberate, but I absolutely think it is. Opinion, not fact. It is my opinion that news media as a whole is deliberately doom pushing, doom slanting everything. You know what I mean? I don't know why, to be honest with you. I don't know what the benefit of that is, but any major news report, any major news, doom saying, doom crying the bell, you know, every major news outlet is doing things and saying things with a very slanted level. Ratings is probably actually the reason. That's a good point. Let me use an example. Let me make up an example so we don't have to get too polemic here. So let's say, for example, that I just took over the world. Bam! Okay, I'm in charge of the world. Now, let's say that I want to implement a system where we can lower the metaphorical paper barriers between countries so people can move to and live and travel to other countries easier, okay? Which, by the way, it's worth noting, is something I legitimately believe in. So, I'll go ahead and put myself on the target board here. So, let's say that I'm going to go ahead and try to put forth the like a constitutional amendment or whatever that says, hey, I would like to put this into law that we're going to lower our barriers. What a news site will then say is, President Runner has decided to fling down the barriers. Or, President Runner has ordered down all barriers, or something like that. And you're probably thinking, what's the distinction there? The distinction is, I didn't do that. I didn't just snap my fingers and make that happen. I have put forth something that hopefully, at some point or another, will allow the thing that I want to have happen. And it has to go through the proper measures and bureaucracy and governance before it actually becomes implemented, right? And that implementation may be different from what I started at the beginning of this. That's governance. That's the reality of living in a world where there's billions of people, where one person cannot just say boop and make something happen, right? So mainstream media in general does something by saying, oh my God, Trump does this. That's actually not true. I don't mean to split hairs, but it's doomsaying, because it's just indicating like, oh, this is happening. An attempt is being made to make this happen. I notice this most. If I can bring this all the way down, let's leave the country level for a second. Let's zoom down to the personal level. I know someone personally, I'm not going to name names, who has been terrified to the point of having trouble sleeping over the last few months because of all this crap, right? And I have had to find myself to go and be like, okay, hold up, and try to give them a bit of perspective and a bit of hope, for lack of a better way to put it, that that's not how things work, because they were falling into that doom scroll. The idea of thinking, let me use another made-up example. Rather than me saying I want to lower the, let's do something evil. I've given in to the dark side of the Force, and I've become a Sith Lord, okay? So I'm going to mandate that everyone in the world has to eat a puppy every week, okay? It's going to bring the puppy population down. Make puppies puppy again, okay? That's my big mandate, all right? Now, if I then say, this is happening, let's assume I don't have Force lightning. Let's just remove it from the equation. So if I say this is happening, and then I have to go through all those steps and checks and balances and all those things in order to make this actually happen, you could probably believe that it's not going to happen, because no one on planet Earth is going to be cool with that. Except for you, Bob. You know who you are. You get the idea, right? It's the same general concept, because what will happen is people like my friend will listen to that, and they'll see a news report that says, Sith Lord Runner has decided to make eating puppies mandatory. Nor the details, nor the depth, nor the anything. Right? And that's terrifying. Yeah, the U.S. is probably not going to invade Greenland. The Gulf of Mexico is probably going to keep being the Gulf of Mexico. Canada is not going to be the 51st state, etc., etc., etc. There's quite a few of them. You get the general idea. And I have felt, again, on a very personal level, the whole reason I keep having to rewind myself on which sentence I'm saying here. We don't want to get into that, Mr. Red. Normally, frankly, I would want to just avoid all this crap. I'm kind of done with it. I'm kind of sick of it. But I know people personally who aren't doing their due diligence on looking into things. And as a result, it's causing them very real, tangible harm to their everyday lives. And so I have felt the need to do my due diligence to research what's actually happening to the best of my ability to know, because all information has that filter, right? You never know exactly how truthful the information you're getting is, so doing the best I can to pull what's actually happening to be able to then inform others to try and add some measure of reality to their lives, which hopefully will make their lives better, because what the hell else am I going to do? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. All right. Yeah, the tariffs, which everybody in the universe knew was a terrible idea. Yeah, no. No, that's not happening. Not really. Which news site do I use to get the most accurate information? Okay. So, it's not a news site. I've actually mentioned this before. This came up during Polemic Week, or Polemic Day. Fox News! No, probably the single most accurate source of information I've ever found is actually sifting through court documents myself. I've given all of my reasonings for that before, but the long and the short of it is, when you sit down and actually read a court document, you tend to get a little bit more accurate view of what's happening in the courts. And the courts are very much involved in what's happening right now, because there's hundreds of legal battles happening right now across the entire country. That's a good point. There were puppies on the Death Star. The rebellion, the Rebel Alliance killed those innocent puppies. How can you support such monsters? Sorry. I can't even say that with a straight face. Anyways, for those of you on YouTube who came here to watch Dragonflight, I apologize. Mea culpa. Anyways, Elon Musk, it needs to go into a hole. I don't necessarily mean die, although that is also acceptable. But he needs to go away. He is causing substantial and sufficient damage to frankly innocent people. And honestly, even if they weren't innocent, that's really not his call to make, is it? He's not God. Although, I have no doubt he thinks he is. What quest am I on? Best case going forward? I kind of already called this, if I'm being honest with you. I'll tell you exactly what the best case going forward is. 4 years of legal battles, followed by an interesting campaign, because in about 2 years, we're going to have congressional seats going forward. And that's going to be interesting seeing the reaction to that. And then 2 years after that, we're going to have seats up and the presidency up, and quite a few House seats up are going to be up as well. So, yeah. That's our best case going forwards. We're going to have 4 years of spinning our wheels as a country. Of course, Savicom. Don't even get me started on RFK Jr. Screw that man. Screw that man hard. He's such a double-faced, lying jackass. Oh yeah, one other thing. I have heard several people accuse me of being a Democratic Party supporter. Allow me to make this extremely clear. Screw the Democratic Party. Bunch of goddamned pussies is the nicest thing I could say about them. They like to label themselves as progressive or leftist or trying to improve things for people, and that is all a goddamned lie. Forgive my anger. I get actually angry when I think about that. Oh. So, you really should, Uthor. Yeah, wet noodles. That's a good term for the Democratic Party. Bunch of wet noodles. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to think how to visually showcase this. It makes perfect sense in my head, Savicom, so forgive me for taking a moment here to try and vocalize this. Let's go to magic. Hear me out. In the RFF. So, let's use basic numbers. There's 100 magic in the system, and then there's, you're a mage. Congrats. You siphon off 20 magic. Okay, so now there's 80 magic in the system. You are just kind of holding on to 20 magic. You're a mage, you live, you die, your 20 magic goes back, 100 magic, okay? This is how the system is more or less designed to operate. I've talked before about the concept of a floating debt vacuum, which is honestly pretty healthy for an economy as long as it's kept within moderation. Having a cycle of debt that rotates around. You have a debt, you pay it off, you have a debt, you pay that off, you have a debt, you pay that off. And it rotates, right? It rotates through... it's a bunch of connecting circles. States, cities, towns, individuals, corporations, nations, world. Make sense? I know I'm doing a really, really dumb explanation of this. Just bear with me, please. The idea here, and this is something that I cannot prove with total certainty, but the idea here is that there's a lot of 80, 20 to you, but it's actually 19 to you because one is pulled out, okay? And then you put back 17 because one is pulled out. And then the next person gets 16 because one is pulled out. And the next person gets 15 because one is pulled out. Now this extra mana is here. It exists, it's present. It's just being pulled out of the system. Does that make sense? It's being pulled out of the cycle. So it looks like the economy's shrinking. It looks like the debt's getting worse. It looks like everything's going to hell because money is quite literally being siphoned out of it. I'm saying that wrong. Money is being siphoned out of the cycle, specifically. The money is stopping the flow, right? Instead, some money is getting pulled off over here and just kind of held. And this needs to keep going. I know this is an extremely basic way to play this. Please forgive me. And yet, it is the wealthy. It is the uber wealthy, the truly wealthy who are doing this. They're doing it without even meaning to. I doubt most of them even are aware of the fact that they're doing it. And that, in my opinion, is pretty much the problem. Like, if you bullet all the way down to the bottom of the Jenga tower, I think that's the biggest piece that's out of place and needs to be repaired, is because so much money has been escalating on being pulled out of the system since, depends on how you define it, but at the very least since the 50s. Because there was an interesting era of a tremendous amount of economic growth and prosperity, which was fed by a whole lot of other things we're not going to get into. And then it kind of escalated something that was always sort of part of human society. Because this cycle I just described is actually fairly common. This has happened since Roman times. Since before BC, you know. But what usually happens is the money that gets siphoned off out of the system eventually gets dumped back into the system. You know, at some point or another, for lack of a better way to do it, the peasants get mad and go and smash, and that money gets pulled back into the system. And that's the thing, right? And yeah, there's an old saying I have: the most wealthiest people in the world are the people you've never heard of. I know Musk has the highest value based on certain metrics, but not really how we talk about that. You want to know how you get Teddy Roosevelt? That's how you get Teddy Roosevelt. That was actually the last time that really happened here in the States specifically. Is Teddy Roosevelt, as I said many times, took a baseball bat to a lot of trusts and a lot of monopolies and said nah, and just kind of did things that were ironically, arguably illegal. And he pushed for that crap, and he pushed hard. And now we're slipping a bit, and we need to get back to having someone take a baseball bat. One moment, please. Anyways. Yeah, the problem is... I'm going to go and wrap this up really quick. Because I hope I answered Sabacom's question. I know I kind of didn't. Let me give you a much more concrete and simplified answer. How do we fix the economic situation in the United States? The answer is, I don't know. I do not have access to the information I need to make that judgment. I could tell you systems, I could tell you concepts and philosophy, but specific details, I don't have the information to make that judgment, and I know that. But what's happening, excuse me, let me speak more correctly. What is being attempted right now is there's a patient on the table, and someone needs to go in there with a scalpel to remove a few bits of cancer, and they've decided to take a baseball bat to the patient instead. And that is the problem. This is why I spit so much ire at Elon Musk in particular and his stupid, childish flailing around. Is because he's taking a baseball bat to someone who needs a scalpel. You know what I mean? What in the hell are you doing? Moving on. Yeah, civilians spending money is very good for the economy. That is not an opinion. That is a proven fact. Okay. God, what the heck happened here? While you were talking, the primalists came forward and just wiped out all the innocents. Oh. Sorry. Can I, like, rewind time to... Shoot. Alright, okay, let's see if we can fix this. Let's see if we can fix this.
Welcome. Farewell. Greetings. I hope to see you again.
I've worked with many elementalists as a shaman. I've never seen anything this aggressive. Damn it, I'm not an augment. I knew it. The expedition discovered a Titan vault here, but a barrier protects the inner chamber. When we tried to dispel the barrier, I think we triggered some kind of security system. There's suddenly angry elementals everywhere. Your Archon has... Sorry. Many explorers were working in the dig site when the elementals attacked. Many of them are trapped, and none of them are fighters. Please go down and help them retreat.
Travel safe. May your days bring you joy.
The Earth elementals are not just trying to repel us, they're destroying artifacts and equipment, too. It's almost as if they've been programmed to destroy anything Titan. Uh-huh.
Travel safe.
It really was the Primalists. That's the best part. You thought I was joking. I'm going down to the vault to establish a new safe perimeter. Once you've dealt with the elementals, see me at the vault. Oh god, you're right, Pillars of Snow. We're getting so close to it. The fish that is not a fish, and a sea that is not a sea. Nothing in WoW has ever terrified me quite like that. I'm just going to say that right now. Verlictum asked me a question about Musk. And that just kind of got me off because I got angry because I can't help it. I do apologize. But I cannot help getting angry at what that man is actively trying to do to people. Real, actual people who freaking matter. Because I'm a people person, what can I say? Like, it's easy to be like, you know, the country of the U.S. I don't give a crap about a flag.
Interesting. Very good.
Where is... I'm sorry, where is the thing? There it is. I see it. God, I'm blind. It's right there on the screen. Anyways, Aerolisk's technical drawings are very complex. I'm really impressed. You know, they've been awfully worried about deadlines and protocols, which is funny because we don't have any of those at all. Well, my scribbly notes can put them at ease. They got this. Oh, this is a world quest. How is... Oh, right, because I'm an alt. Duh. Ugh, the email. Jesus Christ, I don't even want to get into that. I really don't. Not legal. On any level. Also immoral and wrong, but that's unrelated. Those... Okay. Come on, stop being so slow. Stop being so slow. There you go. Die in a fire. Rarely have I meant that so literally. See, I'm a dragon. And, well... end statement, I suppose. Let me explain this in Steve's voice. So you see, there's this thing called being a dragon, right? Oh, right. Let me spout some nonsense really quick. Let's see.
What has the wind brought?
What's like the most nonsensical thing I could think of? I'm having the Simpsons problem. How do you parody it when, like, real life has gotten worse than parody? Okay,
Greetings. Survival is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. I believe every American citizen, I don't know where this accent's coming from, every American citizen deserves to know that the jailer's dick is absolutely gigantic. And I swear I will go to Congress and I will ensure a new bill is put into order, put into law in this great country, that the jailer's dick is colossal. It blots out the sun. Where am I at on that? I'm only at 500. I will have you yet. Oh yes, I will be a pretty butterfly. Oh, that actually fits kind of weirdly well. I might actually do that. Check that out. I mean, who wouldn't want butterflies flying around their wings? Anyways, we're still doing the Waking Shores. I kind of got derailed for like half an hour talking about politics and economics. I do apologize. Please don't kill me. Don't kill me, Evo. Okay, fine. Kill me. Kill me, Evo! Kill me, Evo. Kill me.
Ahoy! Fair winds and following seas.
I should have stayed in bed. Oh, I feel that every day.
The river provides.
I'm rethinking my life choices. You're a digger. I'm sorry. Isn't that so indicative of what it's like when, like, a main character shows up? These two guardians, sword and shield out, ready to go, fighting hand for hand, like, oh, we can do it. And I just walk up, one shot, don't even slow down. Just kill them with an instacast as I'm walking by.
Oh, hello. I hope to see you again soon. May your days bring you joy. Farewell. I hope to see you again soon.
The Orb of the Primal Stone is a fortuitous find, but Acadia and Teshara have conflicting hypotheses regarding the barrier. I have my own hypothesis. Perhaps with more elemental orbs, the answer will become clear. What if the explorers saw an oversized water elemental in a nearby cave? Defeat the elemental. Maybe you'll find another orb.
Farewell.
The eternal sun.
Air is a powerful element. It cuts through stone and fills our sails to take us where we need to go. My hypothesis is that the air will be most effective at simply removing the barrier. It's simple, really. My scouts report that they found the Orb of Primal Gales. Scout Rita can lead you to it. You can find them near Hornswog Hollow.
Hold your head high.
Elemental orbs, eh? Is that a dwarf? If there's earth, there's bound to be fire. The primalist over near the Hornswog nest are reshaping the land with lava. If anyone has an interest into Orb of Primal Flames, it'll be them. Take them out, see if they have anything useful.
Watch your back.
No, I accept the stabbing, Kennex cow. Thanks. Don't be daft. Fire is more powerful than air. It consumes it. Yes, but without air, where would fire be? We're not working in a vacuum. Okay, don't take the analogy literally. Never take the analogy literally. Alright, so compressed time to make your next empowered spell cast instantly at maximum power. What? Oh. Huh. Interesting. Well, I want that. Yes, make my blink better, please.
We are eternal.
Is that a Nightborn? That is a Nightborn.
The Nightborn shall reign.
This Titan artifact has mystified much of the camp. Ereleshks. Oh my god. Ereleshks. And I've lost track. Expertise is clear in their notes. They have a hunger for knowledge, but truthfully, they know more about Titan machinery than they think they do. Here are my notes, but I suspect Ereleshk will discover they have already what we need.
We stand as one.
I accept the stabbing. You've got to dodge! Thank you, Zervalis. Their annotations are very thorough. It's kind of them to take the time. Now to make some modifications. Oh, the orb! It jumped right out of my hands. Could you bring it here, please? Yeah, sure, I got you. Here you go. Whoa! Don't stand there. Oh, you got the Titan orb functioning. And it had a recording? No, I haven't, Maverick. They were cataloging Dragonkin cultural artifacts. Were the Titans studying our history, too? It's very likely. We haven't found a recording like that in some time. This will take our research in a whole new direction. We have much to learn from you, Erlesk. It's fortuitous that you are here to join our studies. I am pleased that I made a contribution to the expedition. I promise to use my skills to aid the exploration of the Dragon Isles and beyond.
There is much to be done.
Our history is complicated, but I'm eager to be here to unravel what we meant to be. And what we will become is in our talons now.
Fair skies and strong winds.
Aww. Okay, so now... Oh, jeez, I've got quests everywhere. I have quests everywhere! Oh, God! Okay, hang on. Let's do this one first. That bonus is still just sitting there, too. It's funny. Hey, guys, could you guys, like, stop making magma death, please? Is that possible, if you could do that, please? Guys, I think Braun has infiltrated the chat. Listen, Braun. I'd be a lot more kindly inclined towards you if you would actually heal me on that frickin' Zekfir fight. I'm just saying. Fine, I accept magma death. I'm already being stabbed. I might as well accept magma death, too. Why do you say that, Blue Boy Wiz? Found a bit of gold! He gets so high-pitched with that. I have trouble getting that high-pitched. Oh man, delves. My only regret is we can't decide which delve we do at a time. Which variant of a delve. Because, you know, that's the antithesis of being able to properly review. So we're going to have to do pretty much the same thing we did with the variant dungeons back in FF14. AKA, do each delve once, and then just kind of, well, take whichever version we have, and that's the one we're going to review. It sure would be a shame if any other players are going to join me for that. That would suck. Ah, well. I'm sure that's impossible. Hello?
The river provides.
Where's the orb?
Remember the earth.
Francisco had it a second ago. He's just up ahead. Okay. Yeah, I want that campsite. I actually really want that camp. Oh, I can't. I can't mount here. Okay, I can work with that. Yep. There we go.
What is it?
This orb's on a ledge over there. Please get the whirlwinds to stop. If I head another, I'm gonna... Aren't you undead? Oh, I would totally add delves to places. 100%. We've talked about this before. Obviously, we're not there yet, so forgive me for jumping ahead. But delves are absolutely the ultimate expression of scenarios. Is what I'm going to call that. Scenarios were a great idea that worked very, very well, but they ultimately abandoned that as a dungeon-y concept immediately. Like, it was Pandaria, then they tried heroic delves, or, excuse me, scenarios, and then they walked away from it immediately. But they've also kept playing with the idea ever since, as I've been pointing out as we go. I am right here. Are you paying attention, Eva? Are you paying attention? You're paying attention? Okay, cool. It would be interesting if delves didn't actually survive past War Within. I admittedly doubt it, but it would be interesting. And by interesting, I mean terrible. What'd I do, Evo? Okay, how about this? Does this look familiar? It should. This is where we first got dragon flying on our very first rostrum. This one right here, see? I mean, I don't want to be the negative person, especially since I just gave like a 30-minute speech on why I think that we shouldn't all be super negative about the future, but just because someone says something doesn't mean something happens. So we'll see. As I plan to talk about when we get to War Within was kind of a hat trick, which is wrong because hat trick is actually a third iteration, not a second iteration. But I'll explain more about what I mean when we get there. Oh, I absolutely hope delves stay. I would say it's one of the better features they've come up with in a long time. There we go. Jesus. Sorry. I'll take that. Don't mind me, everyone. Jedi business. Yeah, sorry. Hat trick is a triple. So it's a hockey term. I don't remember if it predates hockey. Don't ask me. But in common parlance, it's like do one thing good, do two things good, do three things, sink it, right? Like getting 3 successes in a row. So technically, midnight, if that sticks the landing, that's the hat trick, right? I am time walking, Evo, if that helps. Or Dragonflight.
What did you bring me?
Want the honor of assisting the world-renowned head geologist of the Dragonskull Expedition? That's right, I am exactly who you think I am. And I'm in a bind. I was perusing this river for sedimentary samples, but then the river started to walk away with the most interesting pieces of silt. I have here the patented water entrapment device, but it's in desperate need of someone to march around and siphon the elements. Think you're up to the task?
One day at a time.
I would agree with that, Mr. Red. I am going to say something extremely unpopular. I think that Cataclysm was a damn good expansion. And I think Pandaria is the best expansion they've had prior to Dragonflight. If the numbers to back that opinion up. However, that was then followed by Warlords. So, yeah. But then, we had Legion. No, join me, Evo. Join. You know what, I bet I can make you join me. Oop. Oh, you're 80. No, I can't make... No, you could quest sync. Try to quest sync to me. See what happens. Try to quest sync. I'm actually curious. Do it. Legion had some very, very good parts to it. But man... Oh. And then Legion was followed by BFA, which... Honestly... was kind of another Legion. It was either great or terrible, and not a lot in between. After BFA, we had Shadowlands. Shadowlands is pretty much universally the worst. Except for BC, but I can see why other people don't think that. So, yeah, that means we actually haven't had the possibility of a hat trick. Midnight will actually be the first time we have the possibility of doing that. I actually rather like Kata, obviously. There she is. There's my Evo. Hi. Aw, you haven't decorated your thing. But look, what do you think of my character? I was originally time walking to test something, Maverick, and then I never actually untime walked. And that's it. I just haven't had time to go back and untime walk. Is there a reason to play WoW Vanilla? Yeah, if you want to play it or experience it or... Oh my god. Oh my god, it's terrifying. What is that backpack? Stop dancing for a second. I don't recognize that backpack. Stop dancing, please. Yes, thank you. No! And then she immediately... I love this. Everybody does this. I say, hey, what's that? Move the camera to look at something, and they immediately shuffle around so I can't see what they're actually showing me. Everyone does this. That does look Halifalian, doesn't that? That looks cool. And it matches the Fire Mage. She plays the Fire Mage very, very well. I like it. Not as cool as my outfit, obviously. Oh, is there a flex? I haven't even looked at animations yet. Hang on. Wow, I look pathetic. Okay, let's try... What in the world? Oh my god, I'm Michael Jackson. But yes, if Midnight somehow sucks, if Midnight pulls either a Legion or a BFA or a Shadowlands or a Warlords, then yeah. Oh, looks like we only have the one. I'm kind of sad. Hang on, do we just have the human? Hey, quack. Yeah, no, we just have the human dance. Because, well, that's the human dance. Anyways, I should actually do some quests today, so I don't get stuck in this zone for a second day, because I've decided to chill. Shut up!
The hunt is about to begin.
Yes, that was the Macarena for the Scene Out of Order. Thriller. I can't get my voice that high, Savacom. I'm sorry. Ooh, I have a buff! I am super smart! Wait a minute. I should have always voted third party! Sorry. Oh no! I gotta run! Run! Nice! I hope you're liking it, Quack.
Do you have any news?
That's right, I believe in intellectual quotient points. My IQ is so high, it's 737.2. Yes. I remember when I actually had to do IQ tests. I want to stress that, back in school. How many of you remember that? I don't think they do that anymore. Okay,
Surviving means being resourceful.
You have 2 legs yourself, you know. Hey, that's your problem, not mine.
Be quick. Be clever. The dunes have everything we need.
Yep. By the way, it's worth noting, I actually had an extremely high IQ, and I was not proud of that. Because even then, I'm like, this is just stupid. This is just testing how well I test. Like, what? I don't feel very smart. Do me a favor, don't mention the stone back to base camp. Got it? My thesis is still a work in progress. I'm supposed to be writing about volcanic sedimentary sources.
Don't die out there.
That's right, my moral IQ is like negative 137.
Magic energies flow through these ruins. Harness this energy and disperse it into a nearby crystal.
That means I'm extremely evil, if you're wondering. Like super duper evil. Stop bothering the guards. Okay. Cool, so the quest isn't here. My emotional quotient? Negative 7,387.6697. What?
Tell me of your travels.
Right, okay, so I'm on Evo's quest here. I'm gonna leave group so I can get back on my lair. There we go, okay. So let's go turn in the quest that I haven't done yet. There we go.
Welcome.
Yay! Yeah, I synced up to her. She didn't sync down to me. Did the elemental have another orb? Yes, actually.
Travel safe.
They must be like water, ready to adapt. Thank you for bringing me the orb of primal waves. You got it. Ooh, it's a new ring.
May your days bring you joy.
Have you found the scout?
I hope to see you again soon.
Telshara stays above many tasks, preferring to delegate. I can see why the orb of Gales interests her. I'll hold on to it for now.
Travel safe.
And there's the orb of flames.
Travel safe.
We now have 4 elemental orbs. Let's see which hypothesis proves useful.
May your days bring you joy.
I'll look at that in a second. We all know the orb of primal flames will burn past the barrier. Nothing happened. It's not working. It's not working. There we go. Of course it isn't working. You need the unrelenting force of air. This isn't working either. Perhaps the orbs will only overcome the barrier when used together. Also known as the extremely obvious answer. By the power of Grayskull. Wait, that's wrong. Hi, Evo. Yes, you have successfully photobombed me. This power. Need more power. The barrier's down. We did it. Well, Evo just left, so I can't add her heart. Evo, I need your heart.
Tell me of your travels. Farewell.
Ow. Now the barrier's down, let's explore the vault.
I hope to see you again soon.
I don't know the whole speech by heart. Just by the power of Grayskull, and then there's something else. Oh, look at all the artifacts in here. Your disorder must not continue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Lady. Chill.
This group of angry beasts cannot be calmed. Cut them down!
Could you not, please? Thanks. Ahem. Encountering fatal error. Recording. Great work! Now we can work her in safety. That watcher distracted me from the tablet. Would you get a rubbing of it? Oh, the tablet will be great to translate. Let's run to camp now. Let me get a rubbing here. It's okay, I can't even do the Power Rangers thing either. I mean, I can hum the song. Everybody knows the song. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum. Ba-na-na. Which one? Pillars of Snow. Which era? Oh, yeah, no, I saw that, Kira White Noise. I sort of deliberately avoided it for the moment. I remember liking one of the SNES Power Rangers games. I forget which. That's what Tim said at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, Sean. Let's go ahead and grab that for now. Really, Kira White Noise? I already have so many buttons. I notice I have a bunch more I can get. I've got Firestorm, I've got Dragon Rage, I've got Shattering Star. I've got Unravel, I've got Oppressing Roar, I've got Rescue, I've got Source of Magic, I've got Zephyr, Time Spiral or Spatial Paradox, Renewing Blaze, and Tip the Scales, and Sleepwalk, and Cauterizing Flame, and Obsidian Scales. That is way too many buttons. So I'm going to have to debate which ones I actually pick up. How would I rearrange to squeeze that in? The 2-minute cooldowns, that's long as hell. Okay.
Quickly! Kill these creatures so that we may harvest their bounty.
I could... No. No. 67 is the cap for time walking, Evo. There's a reason so many of my characters are locked there. Interesting. Maybe I should move this over here. Remove that from primary rotation. What do I replace it with? Move that over there. By the way, you can put buttons on your bar when you don't have them yet. For those who don't know, that's functionality. We'll try to put Tip the Scales there.
Ah, the hunt is upon us. This target...
Yeah, there it is. Casting Shattered Star grants Essence Burst. That's a pretty quick cooldown. We could go ahead and move that to 1. That actually isn't a terrible idea. And then that leaves us with 5. 5, 6, and C. I mean, I'm gonna have to get Rescue. I already put it in my bar, even. I will need 80s for the raids, as many as I can get. Everybody wants along. I have only one rule. I get the freaking Hearthstone in Amir Drasil. Damn it. Why don't we go ahead and push that down to there. From experience, we won't need a tank, but we will need a healer, an actual healer. I might do the healing if I have to. So I'm skipping that. I've already got that. That still leaves me a little bit of wiggle room. Why don't we hold off on that part?
Oh,
sorry for the delay. It's 2 delays today. I'm just terrible today. I'm sorry.
May your days bring you joy.
I think we'll be all right now. Thanks to you, it's time for the expedition to dig deeper. Little shaman humor. Too soon?
I hope to see you again soon.
Tablet starts out with a list of names. It's a record of a meeting between Tyr and the Flights. If only it wasn't a partial piece. We need more context. Yes, why would Tyr be meeting with the Dragonflights? The Vault of Artifacts. Well, we can find more context. Together. You're right. This is just the start. Okay. God dang it, really? The universe does not want me to get through the waking shores.
The Isles have awakened.
So, I've read so many books on Hornstriders, and I've wrestled the biggest baby thunder lizard you ever see, but I don't know a thing about water elementals.
Stand firm in your duty.
Actually, I want to... Evo, do you have a second? Hi, Mr. Red. I want to test something rather quickly.
Welcome.
Because I just had a random
It has
thought.
been so long.
I may not know anything about water elementals, but I do know Hornstriders. I've thrown together a salve to keep the Striders healthy and ready to fight. Never had a chance to apply it to a real Hornstrider, but yeah, you know. I've done all the studying I can do. It's time to put the brave face and lather them up. It's terrifying.
Waters nourish you.
The elementals are killing the Hornstriders. I know how to wrangle Hornstriders. I never thought I'd have to go with an elemental. There's anything like thunder lizards. He sighs, she sighs, distressed. Please knock down a few of those elementals. Hornstriders have a lot more sense than we give them credit for, and they'll fight back if we give them the means. Nice outfit, by the way, Mr. Red.
Again.
Love it. It is very you. Okay, are you on? You're not on. Just get on Feothon. Feothon? Thiothean? I'm going to pronounce it in Imperial from now on. It'll be Phiothon. Phiothon. Sorry, Phiothon. That's your new name, Phiothon. Great, I rebound everything. I believe it, Mr. Red. I believe it. Okay, so I'm going to do a very, very, very quick random test here. What I'm going to need from you to do is I'm going to need you to look at the first few enemies we encounter, okay? And I need you to tell me what level they are. Okay? Yeah, that guy right there.
Alex Raza charged us with protecting the life pools from the Primalists.
71. Now that's interesting. Go ahead and try to hit it with anything, like Fire Burst. Or your Instacast. Your relatively weak Instacast. Or your biggest hit, that's cool too. Do you have access to Meteor? Interesting. That means you're probably level 70. I didn't expect that. Alright. That's actually all I wanted. Thank you. That's different, Evo. What we just did is a follower dungeon, which I have never tested with an 80 before. It looks like it scales you down to 70. I'm not sure how good that scaling is, but that does look like what it's doing. To 71, which is a really, really weird level to pick for that. I love the wing. Look at the wing. Yeah! This is a dance move at that point. Anyways, sorry. Well, the good news is all you have to do to get that mount is to do Shadowlands. Legit, because you haven't done it yet. It's actually not that bad. What you would have to do, since you haven't done Shadowlands before, is you'd have to do the first 4 zones, you know, the MSQ. Get to the point where the MSQ concludes with the anima drought being, or the anima stores being shoved into the bomb. Then join the Venthyr and do their campaign up to whatever it gets you to, like 50 something. Once you're at 50 something, then you would have to go and grind renown until you get to the point at which you get that mount, whatever it is, and then you get that mount and then you're done. I believe it's somewhere before 60, so it's not actually all that horrible, as weird as that sounds. In other words, that's very doable. The hardest part, by far, would be the fact that you would have to do the first 4 zones. No, that's really not grindy, especially by WoW standards. I realize that sounds like I'm damning with faint praise, but I stand by that. You want to talk about grindy mounts in this game? There are mounts I still don't have. And yeah, there's a lot worse in Shadowlands. Yeah, it was the Gargoyle, Leader Fairy. It's this guy right here. Sinfall Gravewing. Hold it down. Moth mounts? Well, go do Traveler stuff. Those are easy. It's like 750 each. They are on as of this exact moment in time. You can probably go check right now. Now, I know this is strange, Eva, but you're playing a mage. Mages have this miraculous ability to teleport, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure. Correct me on the pronunciation here. But it allows you to instantly port, telepathy, you might say, to a specific destination. Teleport. Oh yeah, Path of Ascension. That's a grind. I forget what we get from that one. Mages are just built different. They can just make, you know what, I want to go to a place. And then, bam, they're there.
The waters flow once more. Aspects watch over you.
I thought I'd seen it all. Would you look at how these little ones drop off from the spring? Turns out being a caretaker is so easy. Thank you. I've learned a lot from you.
Honor all dragons.
Thank you for your help. I know a lot about the Striders, but I have a lot to learn about the world they live in. Seems books can't teach you everything. Guess it's time to dig in and get some hands-on experience.
The Isles welcome you.
Most of a whelp's diet consists of cooked meat and eggs cut into little pieces. When they get older, they can add insects, bones, and crustaceans to their diets as a crunchy treat. For fussy whelps, or as a reward, honey can be used, sparingly, as a sweetener.
Go with the aspects.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. You may have noticed the bees on your way in. We have to do something about them.
Honor all dragons.
Leave bee alone, is the name of this quest. Oh, thank the Lifebinder. Somebody with empty hands. These gardens are normally a lovely playground for our whelps, but the bees have multiplied uncontrollably. The blooms returned with vigor, and so have the bees. The whelps are terrified. The dragons are annoyed, and just yesterday one was stung, and he looks at you pleadingly. Will you please gather up the bees and relocate them to the lake? Here, take this smoke diffuser. It'll calm them down.
May the waters protect you.
The bees scaring the whelps is not the only problem. While pollination is usually a good thing, the recent swarm has caused the flora to grow out of control. Would you mind taking my gardening shears and cutting back the shrubs? Some have already begun to sprout dangerous lashers, but I hope we can stop more from doing so. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound to cure, and I could use some prevention right now.
May the flights protect us.
that outfit. Yeah, carnivorous. Of course they're carnivorous. Why wouldn't they be? I probably don't, Mr. Red, but either way, no. Yeah, I see people running around, probably doing the world quest, possibly doing the quest. Also, I have several in my war bank anyways, Mr. Red. We actually haven't given any music positives yet, I don't think. Other than to the cutscenes. Choose them all, Evo. All of them. Why are they speedrunning getting 5 flying mounts? Either way, I suppose I'd go with the defaults. So, what I would suggest you do is go do Dragonflight and get it done in like a week or less, and then you'd have all the Dragonflight mounts, and then you're done. Congrats. Like, the easiest flying mount to get as of this moment in time by a huge margin is the one you get in the Waking Shores like 3 quests in. If you skip the side quests, you go to the Waking Shores, you go send off the signal, you go help against the Whelplings and Wrathion, then you go get the Dragonflight tutorial, and then bam, there's your Proto-Drake. It takes literal minutes if you beeline it. Also true, villagers know. So yeah, that's probably your best bet in general. You wouldn't have Nightborn unlocked, would you, Kira White Noise? I remember back in the day we used to consider the Bronze Drake pretty easy to get too. That's the one from Heroic Stratholme. It's a guaranteed drop, so once you can just smash through there, you're done. That requires levels though, so that wouldn't be as fast as the others I just mentioned. Honestly, I'm going to stick with my original answer. Smash through Dragonflight, do the MSQ and only the MSQ, which gets you the dragon flying mounts. Boom, done. I don't know if I believe you, Evo. Only there was some way you could prove this to me. But yeah, customizations, that's a whole other thing. But the mounts themselves... You know, honestly, Pillars of Snow, I haven't noticed any difference so far. I mean, I suppose certain events aren't happening, because I don't see the Emerald event happening anywhere. And I don't see the time event happening. But that might be it. Like, the frickin' A lag camp is happening. The hunt is still moving. It's right there. So, I don't know. Don't have a good answer for that. Here you go, bees. Be free. Be free. Okay.
I never gave up hope.
Please tell me the relocation went well. Hopefully the bees will be kept busy pollinating the plants that are far away from our realms. Thank you.
Go with the aspects. May the flights protect us.
Shall we talk a while?
Veros is diligent, but whelps have a way of finding trouble. Not mine, of course, but I suppose every dragon rears their clutch to understand the gravity of the situation. While I am loath to encourage outdoor play over study, I will help you safeguard the garden more effectively. Take these seeds and plant them nearby. When mature, the blooms produce a fragrance that insects find disagreeable. The gardeners can help you, and maybe my bronze brethren if you mind your manners.
May your life be long.
So, alright, I want you to try to sync to me this time, Evo, okay? Okay. Come now, Adasius. The little ones deserve a treat after the stress they've been through. Maybe yours will enjoy a snack as well? Certainly not. They're busy enjoying their books on advanced draconic poetics like proper young dragons. I didn't realize... Well, I shouldn't do that. Can I do this quest still? Looks like I can, even though my NPC left. So fortune, I always keep some sand of time in my pocket. It has many uses, you know. Like turning Evo, and that fits your fire mage quite well. Better than my ruby earthen, I say. Although I noticed they fixed the lighting bug. I actually saw it in the patch notes, too. Nope, I like it. If you have time to spare, dear dragon, we could use your aid. Just this one time, dear. Well, probably more than that. Yes, that's right. The green flight is planting trees, and the bronze flight is accelerating their growth. It's a little on the nose, but I'm with it. I just returned from a timeline where an orc did this. Promise you aren't starting an army, okay? No promises. Oh, yeah, and there's the otter. So, I'm going to tell you a bit of a story that's going to embarrass Evo, okay? So, at one point in time when Evo first started, she was asking, all right, which mount do I have? And it was a whole discussion. And I'm like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to just go down the mounts list and make a list of which mounts you actually want. Oh, gosh darn it. You've asked me to do this 17 times in 17 timelines so far. This one's by far the worst. God damn it, Bronze Flight. So she goes down the list, comes up with a list of mounts, and she's like, all right, I want this one. And it was, I forget the exact thing. It was like, all right, this is the one that drops off of this mythic boss. Okay, that's probably not going to happen. What about this next one? Okay, that one is an achievement that requires doing all of the mythic raids. Okay, what about this one? Well, this one requires a rare drop off of a rare that only spawns once per X and requires grinding rares in order to get. Okay. And it just went like this, right? She wanted all of the super ultra rare mounts. She didn't know, right? She had no idea that that's what she was asking for. She's just picking the ones she liked. So me and Pax made it a goal of ours to get her one of these stupid Auducks, so she could actually have at least one of the mounts that she actually wanted. It took a minute, but as you can see, we got there.
Greetings, traveler.
It was even worse with the gear. Oh my god. I'm rather surprised you not earn more than a scathing reproach from Belladorme. She must be feeling generous today. I suspect the insect problem is now solved. You are welcome.
Take care.
It was kind of you, Odysseus. Thank you for helping keep the garden safe. It was in my own best interest. My daughter begs me to return here from every time we leave, promising to do their reading if I allow it, and thus it behooves me to ensure they will not be in danger. Ah, so they're the ones bribing you. Quiet yourself before I send the adventurer to bring the bees back. No more skitterflies. You're gonna ruin your dinner. But I like skitterflies. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, sorry, that was an Auduc, not a skitterfly. My bad. Okay, I believe that's all the side quests of the moment. Let's see if we can reach the dungeon and actually do it before the end of the day. And I immediately find a side quest. I find 2 side quests. Oh god, there's side quests everywhere. Wait, I've done these.
You are welcome here.
Right.
Beliadoros.
There we go. Now the side quests are done. Oh my god, poor. Look, Auducks are amazing. I don't know what you want from me.
Aspects, grace, shine.
What do you mean the whelplings do not want to fly? This should be second nature to them. Ouch! Careful, young one. Oh, can I help?
The dragons were gone from the Isles for quite some time, Zerviles. To tell the truth, some of our skills have atrophied as they were passed down from generation to generation. These whelps should be easy to teach, yet we're having trouble wrangling them. I've seen that even Major Domo Silistra trusts you with the most crucial of tasks. Would you lend us your aid and help one of our young?
These whelps are our future.
Sure. Why would you use a flight path in Dragonflight? Ah! That's actually funny. I accept that. Jesus, Mr. Red. Okay, we got this. Yeah, it's called Dragon Flight Path. I think that's the full name of the expansion. I like how we have evoker abilities, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. Oh my god. You killed that poor creature. Murdered her in cold... You're a druid, Resident. That's exactly what I use Flight Pass for. Every now and again I need to go do something. Bio break, grab a bite to eat, go refresh my drink, stretch. So, Flight Path, woo! And then there's every other time playing the game. Wow, this sucker's kind of a machine gun, isn't he? She? I don't know. You're probably wondering, why haven't I given this area any pluses? Well, I'm going to give these to the dungeon. There's a lot of that.
You have instructed this young one well, adventurer. As they grow and prosper, so shall the shrine.
In Dragonflight, where the dungeon and the overworld are kind of one and the same. Wait until we get to the Honor and Plains dungeon. Which, for the record, I really liked.
I can help you thrive here, mortal.
It is good to see our young flying with such joy and liberty in their hearts. Thank you for helping them achieve that.
I will await.
Da-da-da-da! My queen.
I will listen.
You better come take a look at this.
The balance must be maintained.
Is the land shifting?
I sense this may be much worse.
I mean, you saw they already did an announcement for the next patch.
A storm.
Is this it? Are we ready to finally give negatives? I'm ready! I'm ready for the negatives! Oh, yeah.
Major Domo, protect the eggs below while I distract Razagath. She will not harm our young.
If this is the cutscene I'm thinking of, I am... it's actually what almost broke me on Dragonflight. I was very close to putting the game down again, if it's the cutscene I think it is. We'll see. Oh, God.
We call the strong to protect the weak.
As much as I wish to follow my queen into battle, I must prove worthy of her trust and protect the shrine.
Life
there are too many vulnerable eggs to secure. If the enemy breaks through, all is lost. I'm sure our guards are mustering on the field. Speak to Commander Lethanak. He'll be using your strength where it's most helpful.
The Queen's blessings upon you.
I actually have done, What's-her-face? I don't remember if I did it on normal, though.
They dare strike at our home, our queen!
Nice attacking area. Speaking of which. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can take this. We might give our second negative to the game after having given 99 positives. Jesus. One second.
Anything to report? Report back.
Razagath and her Primalists have summoned towering earth animals to break the walls.
Protect.
Commander, what news from the front?
We have made some progress, Major Domo, but there's a lot of killing to be done yet.
If they ever properly implement a truly good roulette system, for raids and dungeons, mythics and heroics, all abandonment negatives will be gone in that one change. I don't know if I'd play an undead Drakthir-Zar. It would be interesting, I guess. I think it would be more interesting to have an undead appearance for a Drakthir rather than making a whole new race. Because that's effectively all it would be, right? You know, same mesh, same skeleton, same animations. Now, an undead Tauren, sold. Actually, I'm joking. An undead Night Elf I would be far more interested in. Having said that, I'm quite attached to how my Drakthir looks. Like, I'm really unironically happy with this. Why Night Elf? Frozen Sorrow canonically is actually an undead Night Elf, not an undead human. So... I'm sure I'm not the only player who has an undead human when actually what they really want is an undead. Insert other species here. You know? I mentioned the Tauren thing earlier. I actually know someone who always had to have this weird asterisk whenever they were writing stuff for their character, because their character was actually an undead Tauren, and it's like there's nothing even close to that. See, that's actually what I was thinking too, Huthor. The only downside of that, and the reason why I keep calling it the roulette system, is because what I kind of want is for there to be some incentive for doing those, just like they have over in FF14. Good luck, Papa Nix. They do, Xavion. Could do transmog thing, cosmetics, mounts, titles. We already have lots of cosmetic stuff. Oh. Housing items. Give us housing items in Heroics and Mythics of Dungeons and Raids. What do you think? New feature. People will be very interested in it. It's kind of an evergreen thing. People are always going to want cosmetics. Just, yeah, no, you get it. You get it. That's just, that's a great idea, whoever came up with that.
At ease.
No, I agree with the templates idea. To me, the only real issue is figuring out a system of queuing and rewards. In other words, it needs to be relatively easy to use, just like FF14's roulette system, and it needs to be something that is rewarding, just like FF14's roulette system. We just need to apply that to WoW. We need to figure out how to make that work in WoW. These proto-dragons detest us. They believe we are a twisted version of Dragonkind, manipulated and chained by the Titans they do not understand, which is why they feel safe even as they throw their forces at our walls. They are mistaken. Take this spear and kill our enemies.
Dismissed.
What is your need?
The Primalists have stolen our eggs for their perverse rituals. This must be stopped. Help us recover the eggs before it's too late.
I will await you.
Exactly, Mr. Red. So, to explain that a little bit, those of you not aware, one of the rewards in FF14 for roulettes is an insane amount of experience. But this is WoW. Experience, frankly, isn't that much of a reward in WoW. I mean, frankly, existing time-walking dungeons are already an insane amount of experience. You remember when I showed off the Dark Iron Heritage Quest and the weapons? Yeah, it took me like 2 hours to get that guy from making the character to 50. In fact, I think 2 hours is overballing it. Now, that was during a time-walking week, but still, you know, leveling is a joke in WoW, very much on purpose, and I do think that is the right move, so you can't use experience.
You will not harm the eggs. I protect the life pools.
Pathetic tool of the Titans. You are no true dragon.
Blah, 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 blah. No true Scotsman. I got it. But yeah, housing items, maybe crests for actual gear progression.
Do they know the truths you kept from them? How you locked us away, denied our existence.
You started a war. Also, you're evil. Screw you.
It was the only path to peace. The war that divided dragonkind had to end.
Like, seriously, zero sympathy. Yeah, Valor Stones, crests. And I agree with Bragwin. Crafting drops. Like, we've already kept crafting a lot more relevant thanks to both Dragonflight and War Within, so... She had resting evil face. Lol. Is that seriously one I didn't have? Wow. That's a rarity. I don't mean the character from My Little Pony. Yeah, I look at Eva, I'm like, hi, Eva, and she's like, I will murder your skull! And she actually just meant to say hi. I should probably start actually killing these proto-dragons.
We were meant to be the guardians of Azeroth. The forces you seek to unleash will imperil us all.
False Queen. It is your blind allegiance to the Titans that threatens this world.
Uh-huh. Speaking of someone who's not super into the Titans as, like, the super eternal good guys of eternal goodness, I'd still take the Titans over the freaking Elementals. Jesus. I'm sorry, we have a pretty good vision of what life was like both before, you know, back when the Elementals were still running the place, and what it's like if the Primalists win. It's not pretty. Like, it's not at the level of Draenor, but it's definitely leaning towards Draenor, you know? And I remind you, Draenor's a death world. Like, that's a major aspect of that planet. I mean, that makes sense. If you remember, I actually talked about this on camera. The dragons, not the proto-dragons, just the dragons in general, were actually pretty, I don't want to say anti-mortal races, but they were basically anti-mortal races until the events of, like, I guess Wrath, I think, would be my answer. Sorry, I had to chew on that for a while. Like, they didn't give a crap about us. There were really rare exceptions to that. And for the most part, the dragons were just other bad guys, either because they're evil or because they are ambivalent. There were a couple of Reds who were cool, one of whom we ended up killing for it. And that was kind of it. What I'm trying to say is, take that, and those are the good guy dragons, and now imagine what the proto-dragons were like. The Incarnates and their followers.
I can help you thrive here, mortal.
They may have been our kin, and perhaps we could have approached them as our brethren, but their cruelty leaves no mercy in my heart.
The Queen's blessings upon you.
Jadzageth, one of Razageth's foul lieutenants, proudly leads my niece in stealing my bed. Let us show them what happens to those who steal my bed. I will destroy exactly what mine... Oh, where'd she go? She's gone. She's gone. Where is she? I'll just lay down right here. Crush, 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 crush. Why is my bed talking? I'll just leave. Oh, I I see. I've played one of these games before.
And we can shake it too.
You say, hi, stream.
Bye, stream.
You're not supposed to say bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
No.
I said bye, stream.
Yes, I heard you. Is it dinner time?
Bye, hi, stream.
You know, some people wouldn't consider that a flex, Mr. Red. Rather, thank you, Love Bug. So, give me your quest.
Your rival is not always your enemy.
I'm not going to say that I would say that. I'm not going to say that I think you're pure evil, or that you're insane, or that you're psychotic, or deranged, or demented, because it'll all be wrong. I just raised my eyebrow at you. So hang on. Eternity Surge and Shattering... I don't even have Shattering Star yet, but I'm about to. Do I want to double their targets? So that hits... So I would hit 2 things. And... that would hit 6. Or I could pull it down to a 27-second cooldown. Sorry, hang on, Captain Zeus. Sorry. I got a little bit distracted by an adorableness. Or I could go over here. God, I'm actually torn. Yeah, let's get the cooldown for right now. That's a quick and dirty. I want to do that dungeon tonight. No, I could see that, Captain Zeus. And yeah, I do think part of the problem is, well, the primalists that we encounter are evil. Like, Razageth is evil, just straight up. Arguably corrupted. And Fyrak is arguably insane. The other two, they're a lot more interesting. Yeah, Vyranoth, she's fascinating. Yeah, Razageth wants to wipe out pretty much everything. So I'm going to do a tap. Let this person get the tap in. Make sure you get tap it. Make sure you tap it. No? Come on, wake up. They're here. Okay. I tried. And let's do this. Excuse me. And now -3. 3 negatives.
Enough! We need not fight another war. There is still time to see reason. Time is precisely what you stole from me. Thousands of years rotting in that prison.
I failed then to restore peace between us. Too many paid for that.
Spare me your sanctimony. You forced the Titan's edict upon us all. You betrayed the world that gave us life. And when we dared resist, you cast us out. Never again!
Razageth is much better than the jailer. That's what we in the business refer to as low-hanging fruit. The animation and the storyboarding is actually excellent here.
False reign must end!
There's 2 of your negatives, right there. At least he gets a chance to do something this time.
You are bold, Whelpling. But you are fighting on the wrong side. She never told you the suffering they inflicted upon us.
Yeah, question, why do you have feathers?
Of being forgotten. I want her to watch helplessly as everything she built comes crumbling down. Only then will she meet a fitting end.
I'm gonna have to decide how many negatives that is. Let me chew on that for a minute. So I'm in a bit of a hurry now.
We call the strong to protect the weak.
You are going to have a really hard time of convincing me of that, Udor.
Our queen awaits.
No, it's for different things. Obviously. To my knowledge, they haven't even discussed what exactly the dragons are, ever.
My queen, you took a mighty blow. I will call for aid.
I will be fine, Solistra. The eggs?
Rescued, safe. None remain in the clutches of the Primalists.
How do you spell her stupid name?
Happy to see that I arrived just in time.
Let's see. It is Ras Zageth. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Ras Zageth.
I serve my queen.
Ah!
Rathian, you have my gratitude. Your aid was unexpected, but appreciated.
It was an honor to stand with you, my queen. I trust your flight will now assist us in claiming the Obsidian Citadel from the Jarradin.
Quid pro quo.
After we see to the safety of the eggs.
Surely they are secure now that Razageth has been driven away.
Oh, you do not know her as I do, young one. She is an unpredictable foe. For now, we must remain at the life pools and safeguard our future.
Our future? Or yours? The Obsidian Citadel was built to defend all of the Dragon Isles. You cannot abandon the legacy of my flight to the hands of our enemies.
I would have expected you to care more for the protection of helpless eggs, Rathian.
Stay then. Tend to what matters most to your flight, and I will save what matters most to mine.
I will actually give him credit that he backed off of that one. He did it in a very Rathian way, but little tidbit for Rathian. The moment he puts the mask on is the moment that he's officially backed off. I'm saying that wrong. If he cares, if he's in the moment, then he's right up in your face. He has no tact and no patience if he's in the moment, for lack of a better way to put it. We actually saw that earlier. Yeah, exactly. He just he's like, Okay. Yes, of course. I will go ahead and bow out and smile and nod, and he pieces out, right? That's very Rathion. It's fascinating how subtle they touch on that. So that's awesome. Get that pause for 3. Did I already jot him down? I did. Excellent. Why, Evo? Oh, Raytheon's actor is fantastic. I really do like her thing. Her new outfit, for those of you who haven't actually seen it up front. This is the in-game render, so it's a little bit less polygons than the one you see in cutscenes, but yeah. Not that I'm aware of, Lord Harriman. Oh, yeah, sure, hang on.
Greetings. All life is worth saving. What is it you seek? Embrace hope. Holth Aldon She. Do you think I have Big Mom energy? Where there is life, there is hope. Greetings.
Alex, trust you don't want to ask me that. I'm into older women in general. All right, so... The biggest thing I didn't like about the cutscene we saw, not the one we just saw, that was fantastic, the one before that, is actually a very, very common negative I've given to many Warcraft cutscenes. It boils down to this. They want to have a big conflict showing the stakes between 2 or 3 or 8 or 15 characters, but the conflict can't be resolved yet. So what effectively happens is everyone just kind of spins their wheels. And then the two sides kind of agree to separate, even though logically one of the sides either should have won or they shouldn't have just bowed out. So, for example, the Warfing of Alexstrasza is irritating to me because it's effectively a one-hit. In fact, she was actually winning that fight until a lightning bolt shuts her down. That's irritating. It's not the end of the world, but it is irritating because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of Warcraft cutscenes are very Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay? So, that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is once Alexstrasza is down, Razageth clearly goes in for the kill. It's like, alright, time to kill my opponent. And she's building up for the thing and charging up, and then Rathion comes out of nowhere and clocks her right across the jaw. At which point Razageth decides to speechify for a while, and then leave. What's changed? To be blunt, no offense, Rathion, he doesn't really change the dynamic of the fight very much. Alexstrasza, if we assume that she is actually down, is down. She's out of it. Razageth could probably two-shot Rathion, at which point she would just win. But she decides to peace out. Why? Because you say Raz doesn't want to kill Alexstrasza. I disagree. Everything about the fight indicates that she actually wants to kill her, including the fact that, and I can tell Huthor isn't paying attention to me because I literally just said this, Razageth was going for the big killing blow when Rathion interrupted her. Do you see the problem? It's constructed to be big and flashy and meaningless so we can just have the encounter and then move on past it. And I don't like that. And that's a negative. In fact, I'm going to go and give it 2. I'm going to hold off on the third one, though, because the fight was actually better than I remembered it being. So I'm not even sure that's the cutscene I was thinking of, but whatever.
I can help you thrive here, mortal.
Okay, now... That's what I thought. Of course, Captain Zeus, which is why she went to kill her. Oh, wait. No, you're not going to talk me down from 2. 2 is the floor for that. Now, let's see how this goes, shall we? Who else wants to join me for this? Oh, the dragon fight itself was actually surprisingly well storyboarded. I was impressed with that. So I have to give storyboarding for that. Yeah, she said she wanted Alexstrasza to suffer, which she doesn't say. This is the third time I've said this, by the way. I'm getting a little pissed that you're making me repeat myself over and over and over. For the third goddamn time, she went for a killing blow and was interrupted by Wrathion, then said, I want to make you suffer. So nothing about what she says mitigates the stupidity of the action present. God damn it. You don't have to join us, Maverick. I don't actually need anybody. This is if you want to join, not if you have to join. There we are. Nobody's listening to me today. You know, it could have worked. Maybe Alexstrasza gets the lightning bolt. Okay, sure, whatever. I could have let that... If that was it, if that was the only issue, I would have let that go. Alexstrasza goes down. And then Wrathion comes in with, oh, I don't know, Nosdormu, who we actually know is active and around in this area at this point in time. I don't know, Kaligos maybe would have worked. Kaligos is functionally the aspect right now. So Wrathion has brought reinforcements in the form of Kaligos and Nosdormu. Raszageth, who is officially outclassed at that point, decides to back off. So she leaves. There you go. Boom. Fixed. She didn't even give her big speech. Oh, I want you to suffer because I'm evil and stupid. Boom. Done. There you go. But no. Instead we get 2 negatives to gameplay. And by gameplay, I mean story. This should be interesting. So we're going to get 1 follower for this. That's the great thing, though. That's the great thing. Krenna, the Earth Daughter. Don't forget to buff. So we actually haven't given any positives for follower dungeons yet. You could have just queued something else.
Alexstrasza charged us with protecting the life pools from the Primeless. I pray they have not infiltrated too deeply. Ensure the eggs are safe and eliminate any threat on these sacred grounds.
No, I apologize, Captain Zeus. I should never raise my tone. There's no excuse for that, and I apologize.
Reinforcements!
Protect Melidrusa! She must continue her work. Allow them no further!
Or Uthor. No, I'm not voting for Trump, Uthor. I'm sorry. You can't convince me. I know that's what you secretly want. Oh wait, he has cookies? That changes everything! Yeah, whoever this tank is doing a good job. It's weird.
If only you could have understood the righteousness of our call. I will not allow you to disturb Meladrusa's work.
I could see that, Huthor, and that's why I said I would be willing to let it go if that was it. Don't mistake me, it still rubs me the wrong way, and for the reason I haven't even brought up yet.
My allies sacrificed themselves so that I could return these eggs to their natural state. I will not fail!
So hang on. Sorry. Real quick. So one thing they do pretty cool in this expansion is they have elementally themed enemies. So there's our frost-themed mage up there. And I swear that's some of the vault gear she's wearing right there. I'm not actually 100% sure. I guess I could just check here. There we go. I'm almost positive, yeah. Yeah, no, you'll notice I haven't actually given any negative for the attack and the devil thing, and then that's, or the devil thing? The damage thing. But for the fact that I will admit, from a purely personal perspective, I hate to keep talking about this. I don't like it because the cutscene from a meta perspective, from a real-life perspective, is trying to sell us on the idea that Rasageth is a big threat. No, she isn't. Don't do that. You did that with the jailer. Don't do that. It doesn't have to be a big threat to work. Right? We know this. We know this from the past, and we know this from the future, because they've done this in previous expansions, and they will do this in War Within very, very effectively. That's part of the irritation there. But yeah, they've always done it. Like I said, it's always irritating. But I think at the end of the day, the specific thing that actually makes me give the negative is the, you know, behold my, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 and then I leave, and it's like, what? What? I've said it before. I've always suspected that Rasageth was supposed to be the safe villain. I'm not going to say who it is, but the second major villain, no, not Fyrek, no, not Eridikron, the other one, was better in every way, at least in part because they didn't try to constantly talk up that character, right? There was no intent to try and make it the big super doom threat that can beat even Alexstrasza, right? Instead, it was an interesting villain, an interesting threat, because it was well written, well presented, well done, and just generally good, and I was completely down for it. I even remember a comment I gave. I was playing through it with PAX, and there was this moment where there was a scene where we confronted said villain, and then he wandered off, and we wandered our own way. And I remember, you know, in voice chat being like, is it just me, or is this villain, like, better in every way than Rasageth? And he was like, no, you're right. But I digress. Let's talk follower dungeons really quick. 87 pluses to everything. Okay, we're done talking about follower dungeons. Let's see how we deal with a boss fight. This is probably still going to be normal difficulty, so there's only so many positives that we can give a normal difficulty, because, let's be honest, normal means easy. But let's see what we got.
You will not interfere! Ice consume you! I am sorry, but I need your strength, little ones!
Whoops, I just blew my AoEs. Oh, crap.
No, these whelps are pure. They will show you the truth!
And Huthor's in Maldraxxus, which is totally where Huthor would go, by the way.
Ice consume you!
I'm miserable.
Yeah, like I said, follower dungeons aren't going to get a lot of positives because it's too easy.
Good work, champion.
But
now that you have secured the pools below, I require your aid above.
Oh yeah, we're crushing this like a bug. In fact, I'm going to have to actually do another run of this to kind of gauge it. We do have an 80 with us. In fact, I think we have 2. Yeah, we do.
Powerful primalist is attempting to burn all the nesting areas. You must clear them to get to her. I will keep watch from above while I confront the dragon who is leading this assault.
In fact, actually, do you mind?
Take the eggs.
I'm sorry.
As many as you can.
Let's... Let's just push through for the story. I don't even have details going. I turned it off earlier. But you're right, that's a good thing to have for this. If I can find it. There it is. On, please. Boop. We'll just grab Zalash's profile. There we go. Let's use that over here somewhere. I shouldn't have even done the dungeon. I was too delayed. I'm literally late for dinner right now. And I want to really do this. Like, I want to really be thorough about this place. So let's just run through this place rampantly to get the story side of things. And tomorrow, we can do the gameplay side of things. It's okay. It's a follower dungeon. I don't need other players to do it, to test it. Benefits here.
Well done. You have secured the first pool. Now see to the others.
Ding? Oh, that's 30. I also feel like I'm doing the hold button thing incorrectly. Because every now and again it works, and then does it? What the heck is that?
Keep clearing them out. Do not let the primalists desecrate this hallowed space.
I have a party buff now. Sometimes when I do a charge thing, I can hold down the button and then let go, and then it casts. Sometimes it doesn't, and I have to hold down until certain things, and then tap it again. The healer is this follower healer. It's the druid. She's usually a pretty good healer in my experience. I actually have a lot of experience with follower dungeons, because it's a really good thing to farm with when nobody else is on.
You are almost to the master of these minions. Hurry onwards, champion.
Ah, there we go. Press and tap. Let's try that for a bit. Yeah, sorry, druid. So let's do a test. There we go. Oh, that feels a lot better. Thank you, Huthor. Appreciate you.
The last pool is safe. She is exposed. Attack that primalist before she can summon reinforcements.
I've talked myself down to 1 negative for that cutscene. Because I think the other negative I might bake into the character as a whole. I haven't decided on that yet. By memory, I hated Razageth as a character. Like I said, she kind of made me quit WoW again for a brief period of time. I was really not in the mood for another big-dicked villain after Shadowlands. However, I will say that so far she is a lot better than I remember, which is not saying much, but it is still true.
Sacrifice of my allies and burn through you myself! Be overwhelmed by the flame! Fire, consume my enemies! End to the flame!
Yeah, her cloaca is so big, you have no idea.
Fire, consume my... Snuffed out! Too soon.
Yeah, see, we're just running over things. Completely running over them.
Vile monster! I protected these life pools! No!
Yeah, like, for example, Bragwin there is just absolutely destroying everything. And then Evo is pretty much right behind her. That's it. She does look very cool, although I actually prefer how Eridicron looks in both of his forms. See, I could kind of see that, Uthor. After all, Alexstrasza has already flat out admitted that one of the plot points of this expansion is we don't have our titanic power right now, so... Razageth strikes me as someone who would either refuse to have a visage, or literally is incapable of having a visage. One of the two. I'm not sure which is more appropriate there. She is. Once, just like the jailer, once Razageth leaves the narrative, she's gone, and the narrative gets noticeably better instantly. Yeah, she's the face for the Primalist, which admittedly is part of why I also don't like her, and that's probably something that's clouding my judgment as well. I am not a big fan of the Primalists, and I have never been quiet about that fact. I don't know if a visage can actually be changed, like a species.
Your false
I'm not sure.
queen cannot stop us. We are the truth.
So this should be fun.
Urquhart, deal with mine.
Not now, not now.
My pleasure.
I feel like these should be swapped. Let's do that.
Two is better than one. Help me, Kairaka! More.
Yeah, sure, Huther. Let me see. That I might judge it on word. And down she goes.
It's not true.
Oh, nice. I'll take that. Oh. Evo got a,
The life pools are safe for the moment.
Thing.
But the Primalists are still a threat. We must be vigilant, lest we be caught off guard again.
So first of all, thank you for joining me. I think I want to be more thorough about this. That does look cool. However, I'm extremely late for dinner right now. So I'm going to go do that. When we get back, I think I'll actually do this. I might do it off camera. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But either way, I will see you guys tomorrow.